How's it going now? Can you hear me now? I think that hopefully fixed things. I'm not sure. We'll see. Okay, I understand what Mum's going. This happened last time. Mum just texted me something that's like, interesting. Cool. As long as you can hear me now. Cheers, Joseph. Thank you so much, mate. I wasn't sure if that was working or not. So yeah, thank you so much. Um, All right, perfect. Well, we should have the Saints match, Saints Carlton, starting up now. We've this is my first time using OBS, guys, so I can tell that my setup's a little bit crooked. It's weird. Um, I'm hoping it starts fixing itself fairly soon. So it's like last time it took about 15 minutes, and then the whole aspect ratio changed. So I'm hoping that happens again, but if not, we can just have me on in the background on your phone having a little chat while you're watching the game. It's about to start. I'm not gonna have any sound in this one, so there might be moments where I get the like player wrong here and there. I kind of people are bigger than they were last year. It's hard to tell who's who sometimes, so. You might get an occasional wrong name if you're hoping for me to have, proper, proper commentary, that sort of thing. But it's mostly going to be today watching some Kilda. I'm a big Saints fan, if you can't tell, Saints fan, and yeah, I think hopefully we play all right. We'll see an interesting addition. St Kilda didn't bring in Barat or Schoenmaker this match. So it looks like they might be playing Issac Keeler out of defence, which he did all right there last year. Got a couple of massive hangers in the VFL, that is. So we'll see. Can he kind of start cementing a spot? It looks like it started. We're pretty much ready now. They're getting in position for a jump ball, or they're getting ready for it. So pull it up, guys. Pull up your KO. Let's have a little watch along. We'll see how it all goes, and yeah, if it's a good match. Hopefully it is. I think we are in for a good match as a general. Let's chop that down there. Can I do that? No. Cool. We're getting ready for that jump ball, guys. So it is any second now. Yeah, I'm keen to see Boxshall a lot. Joseph, man, Joey. Boxshall has been supposedly tearing up the track. Hall, similarly. Travaglia looks like a runner, looks like a nice kick. So we'll get to see a bit. I love that jumper on the Saints. Whoop. The ball has been bounced. So Kilda nearly get it, but their handball out of the contest was intercepted. It goes into the Carlton forward line. It's been locked up. It's good. I'm keen to see Hasty as well. There seems to be some good words about Hasty floating around out there. I haven't been able to get down to a training, unfortunately. We see Garcia go in there, try and get a kick out. I'm very excited to see Garcia as well. Like, I can't explain how much I like that dude. He is easily my favourite youngster at the moment. His per minute numbers are just sick. Like, they're awesome. He's a very talented young lad. Carlton have a few I want to check out as well, to be fair. I want to see how Jagga Smith does. I don't actually know what number it is. I've got to check that out. Started free to Carlton? Whose is it? It's the Saints. Oh, cool. Harry Boyd's looking all right for a first hit out against Tom de Koning. Muscled him out. Let me just make sure that my okay, awesome. Just trying to make sure that the sound isn't too loud or soft at this point as well. But we're getting there. We're getting there. St Kilda goes in deep. They've managed to hold it back up at the half forward line and get it back in there for a shot off, but it's out in the full. So St Kilda with the first shot of the day. It looks like it was Hugo Garcia that got the shot off, got tackled as he was taking it. So, God, I want to see what that lad can do. Give him proper midfield minutes. In a way, it is a little bit of a blessing that we've got some opportunity for midfield minutes. Give him 1.7. Are we talking about Harry Boyd? Because let's give Harry Boyd 1.7. No, I don't think we do. I don't think we really get de Koning. As much as I love de Koning and think he would help us a fair bit, I think that number's mostly there to put a lot of pressure on other teams. I don't think de Koning actually takes it. You never know. It is kind of life-changing money. St Kilda's got it up on the wing. They've managed to get the turnover. They're going through the centre now. They've found a little bit of space. Don't get the kickoff correctly. Is a bit of pressure here on the half-forward line. They haven't managed to get it going, and Carlton's got it back, going through the centre. They've got it to Paddy Cripps, who gives it off to, by the looks of it, ooh, not a great kick. I think that might have been Motlop. It's hard to tell. I've got it on standard definition so that I don't, so my upload and download don't just destroy each other and the stream stays working. But yeah, that was a pretty shocking kick by Motlop by the looks of things. You were a Saints fan, Joe? Should double check where I am in the scheme of things. I've got such a weird, weird little setup. I've got to keep an eye on things because I think it might just do a swap at some point. So apologies if my screen starts looking all weird at some point. It already looks weird. If you're putting up with this, you're doing a good job. Thank you very much for being here. Otherwise, it's looking like an interesting match. We got Carlton going in forward. They did kick it out in the full. It's been turned over to St Kilda, who's gone long into not a marking contest. He was moved out of the contest by Caminiti. And Carlton are going in. It's a 2-on-1 in the forward line, but it was a great kick to Harry's advantage. And he takes a mark about 5 metres out. This is going to be an easy goal. And the first one for the match, Carlton will get this done. Well, is Harry going to do a snap? He is. You're a big Sainter. You haven't got KO though. Mate, I'm sorry to hear that. Like, to be honest, what KO and Boxshall have done with this off-season and really restricting the ability for fans to just watch, I'm really not happy about it. I think like Mike Sheenan hit the nail on the head. By the way, Harry Macrae kicked that goal. It was a goal. But he hit the nail on the head. Like there's some people that just don't have KO. And what are they going to do? Just not watch footy all season on Saturdays? It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Mate, I do believe the cheapest option, if you are looking at getting KO, I believe it's an NRL digital membership through the Storm. I think it's like $240 for the year, and I think that's the cheapest option. I double check it. There's a few threads on Reddit about it, so check there. But yeah, it's a shame what they've done, man. Sorry to hear that. It's been a ball up in the centre. Carlton has got it out of there. Made it to the half forward line along the wing, and they're going to go back in for another shot towards Harry. Harry takes the mark. It's probably about 35 out on a 45-degree angle, the far side of the ground. This time he's going to look at going straight. He doesn't look like he's going to actually get a check side going here. Apologies to people as well. I had to run around today, so I've got Macca's. I'm going to eat my things and be a fat little boy. I'm pretty old now, actually. I don't really think I can get away with the word boy anymore, but whatever. That was a goal to Harry as well. Carlton jumps out to a 2-0 lead, 12-0. It's looking okay for St Kilda in the centre. Like, I don't think it's like there's major positives here in a lot of regards. Just haven't been getting it enough. But Boyd's looking strong. We haven't seen Marshall, who won't be playing today from memory. So that's going to impact things. But Boyd's looking strong. He's against Pitney now. It's back in the centre for another ball up. And Boyd does get it down to St Kilda's advantage. And they've got it moving towards the half-forward flank on the corner of the box. But it is intercepted. And Carlton are now starting to run it back through Ahmed Saad onto the far side wing. It is marked. It's been chipped forward through Acres, and it looks like they've found maybe Cowan. Hard to say. So we are unfortunately going to see another inside 50 for Carlton, but this time it is chopped off. St Kilda now gets it back. Bradley Hill has it basically in the same spot, the far defensive halfback flank. And he goes long down the wing to a one-on-one contest. It gets to ground. It's been knocked forward. Carlton's gotten possession, but they have lost it in the transition handball. They have managed to get it back. They're going slightly corridor. They're going inside 50 for a pretty wide lead that just stays inside the line. It's going to be a boundary throw in. About 35 out on the far forward 50. Bit inside the flank. Been an interesting sort of start to the match. I'd say St Kilda hasn't had a huge amount of pressure through their centre. But here it looks like they've got a deliberate out of bounds. Good tackle from the captain. Jack still runs in there, puts some pressure on. The outlet kick ends up going just inside the line, but called deliberate. So St Kilda gets the ball, and they have found a man on the wing in Jack Steele again. He gives it off to Bradley Hill. Bradley Hill goes towards the half-forward flank position, and it's marked by Camporeale. Give us a sec. It's into the half-forward line. We've gone into the pocket, and it has been held up for a bounce. The pillars for us today. We've got Wilkes, obviously, but it seems as though we've got Issac Keeler in as number 2. I believe we've also got Cordy playing today, but I'd have to double check. St Kilda has got it back in contested possession on the half-forward flank. And now they've chipped it a little bit back out. They're trying to find somebody on the switch. Naz has got it almost directly in front. He tries to step his man, goes for the inside pass. It does get smothered. St Kilda's managed to get it back into this dispute. Ooh, on the opposite side for the half-forward flank again. Bradley Hill's going to line it up inside 50. This time they get it over the wall, but it has come straight back out. St Kilda trying to put the pressure on. Carlton with a bit of overlap hand pass here, getting some free men here and there. It looks to be a 2-on-1. Can they hold it up here, the Saints? Bradley Hill's running back. It's in Carlton's half-forward flank on the far side. Sainer Jack Steele gets back again and interrupts the forward flow. Well done. It's going to be a boundary throw-in on the far 50 for Carlton's 50. It's been a reasonable contest. St Kilda do need to start winning these like positions. Otherwise, realistically, they're going nowhere. But they've got one here. Another free out of the ruck. Boyd wins it. Gets it off to Bradley Hill. Bradley Hill does a short kick that's too short. They end up finding, again, Captain Jack Steele on the far side wing. Wait, that might be Max Hall by the looks of things, actually. They've gone down on the half-forward flank, still in that sort of wing position. St Kilda's trying to get it free, but it looks like it's going to go over for a boundary throw-in halfway between the wing and half-forward flank. There's pressure. It's not clean. It's not a clean match. If anything, Carlton's looked all right in terms of cleanliness of hand and foot. St Kilda is putting on pressure, but it is just not moving the ball as well as they'd like. In the ruck, St Kilda had 42. Who's that 42? Is that Moose? Does go to Carlton's half-forward flank, but Wilkes takes the mark and goes for the switch. He goes to Naz, who drops it, and he gets it out. Naz is not looking particularly clean. He drops his... bad movement from Naz, to be honest. He missed his bounce, just didn't come back up to him after he missed the mark, and then he kicks it out on the full, about 30 metres down. I mean, it was only just over the line, and he wasn't far off his target, but that wasn't a great decision-making process from Naz there. It goes back to the half-forward flank for Carlton. St Kilda's managed to get it out. Garcia and Hasty, by the looks of it, are running it up. Hasty tries to give that kick in on the half-forward flank. It gets intercepted, and Carlton have got it back. Akers has got it in defensive 50 now. They're doing the switch. They've gone through the middle. Akers with a massive kick down the middle. It's a 3-on-1 here. Can St Kilda hold it up? They have. It's a free against. I'd say that's probably a professional free against. So it's not too bad. But yeah, good decision from Akers, to be honest. Really put pressure on St Kilda's positioning. St Kilda went back. Hasty took a massive mark. Gets a little tunnel there. Nothing untoward. Just a bit of a unlucky positioning. But big tumble from Hasty on that mark. He does kick it out towards the half-forward flank for Carlton, and it goes over the line. It's going to be a boundary throw-in. Comes back in. I've got to double check who 42 is. I think that's Moose, but I've got to double check it. It's going to be another ball up, halfway between the flank and the wing, Carlton's flank. And De Koning gets the tap out. Gets down on the ground. It's in dispute. It's not clean. Kilda loses it to Carlton. Carlton goes in on a bit of a snap here. It wasn't particularly well directed. It's been dropped by St Kilda. It's been dropped by Carlton. It's ended up in another ball up in the forward pocket for Carlton. This is looking slightly ominous for St Kilda. I mean, it's just lack of clean ball movement when they get it. They're not getting destroyed in the clearances, which, I mean, they weren't massively last year either. That was a strong mark. I think that was Connellan. I'm not even sure if I'm saying that right. I think that was the Irish lad. I think that was him. I'm not certain. Bradley Hill has got it about half-back flank. He's given it off to, it looks like Webster, who's bombed it to a 2-on-2. The pack forms, it becomes a 3-on-3 right near the boundary. It's been given a free to St Kilda just before it went over the line. St Kilda's got it on the far side wing. They're going to be looking inboard, and they've spotted up a player. Hugo Garcia passes it on to Ronnie Burns. Ronnie Burns goes deep inside to a 2-on-2. St Kilda has got somebody out the back. 2 have gone to ground. Carlton now gets the extra players there. It's going to be tackled over the line for St Kilda's first score. 2-0-12 to Carlton, 0-1-1 to St Kilda. 16 and a half minutes played. Carlton brings it back in, but it's intercepted by the Saints. They've managed to at least cut it off. Carlton gets it back off the ground and have found somebody on the flank, far side defensive wing. They're moving it up there. They're trying to find somebody inboard, and they've managed to spot it up. It looks like they've hit up Motlop, who found the overlap as well. It's moving into Harry. Harry gets free and takes his third mark inside 50 and lining up for his third goal for Carlton. The only 3 for Carlton. St Kilda needs to find a proper man for this. I think they have to look at getting a second onto Harry. I believe it's Wilkie at the moment. And I love Wilkes, but he's not the best one-on-one. He's pretty good in a contest, pretty good in almost everything. But one-on-one against taller players, he's going to have his moments where he struggles. Harry lines it up and has missed. It is 2-1-13 to St Kilda 0-1-1. 17 minutes and 50 seconds gone in the first quarter of the match. St Kilda goes for the inside pass and completely shanks it over the top of the play they're aiming for. It ends up in Carlton's hands. They're going to take a shot from about 40 now. Not great movement here from the Saints. It's the lack of executing on the skills that's just holding them up here. Otherwise, they're not getting destroyed from contest, which is, probably the thing that they've mainly struggled with over the last couple of years. It's going to be a big kick. Don't think it's going to does make the distance, goes over for a behind, juggled over the line by DeConning. Nazia's got the ball. He's going to do a kick in. And he's got a 50-meter. Not sure what that was for. It's gone a fair bit more than 50, to be honest. Naz finds somebody on the forward flank with a 50-meter kick. They passed it over the top to Hill. Hill's gone on the 45, coming back into the centre of the 50 for St Kilda. St Kilda has tried to find somebody off the ground, but again, just terrible. The pick-up and pass went to nobody. So the scoop off the ground and quick hand pass to potentially a player running past didn't hit the player running past, and St Kilda was caught out of position. It ended up in Carlton's ball. They took it out through the halfback flank. St Kilda has turned it over after getting it back. It's ended up in Carlton's hand in a 3-on-1 in the forward line. DeConning's going to kick a goal by himself in the freaking square. Jeez. That wasn't great from the Saints. Really, really bad skill execution. Like, the ideas seem to be kind of there, but that is just not like AFL standard execution, to be honest. That is a really far cry from what the Saints need to be doing. Who was that? Was that Stocker? I think it was. That was really bad. That was really, really bad. All right, well, Saints are now down 220 to 0-1-1. 20 minutes and 20 seconds gone in the first quarter. I believe these are 30-minute quarters, so there is another roughly 10 minutes to go. No extra time. Not exactly sure of the differences in between your matches in the quarters. Yesterday we had 12 minutes off between quarters. Went for 6 periods rather than quarters. The Saints are struggling. They've managed to get the ball back on their halfback flank. Have looked for an outlet one-on-one with... Yeah, okay. That's pretty bad. They looked for the outlet on the wing with Butler, one-on-one. It dribbled over the line. It's going to be a boundary throw-in. double check if that's Moose, but it looks like Moose got the tap down. St Kilda's gotten it, but it hasn't gone anywhere. There's no outlet run. Like, that's pretty shocking from some of our positioning there. It's just, we're not being the next player. Max Hall, I believe there might be Windhager. Helps put a bit extra pressure on, but just not good enough. St Kilda wins the boundary throw-in, and they're going to take it up to the half-forward flank. It is a 3-on-3 here, but a very strong mark coming in from McGovern at behind. He goes for a very small chip pass to a teammate in a not better position. The teammate ends up trying to pass it back. It's gone to a turnover here. Saints have got it. They've found somebody inside 50. It looks to be the first mark inside 50 for St Kilda. Goes to Dan Butler, about 40 out, maybe 20-degree angle on the broadcast side. Interesting. Bad bad positioning from Carlton there. And then, again, just led to turnovers. But St Kilda's lining up. I don't know if Butler can make the distance, to be honest. He'll be kicking from just inside 50. He takes a ping, and it drifts off to the left, just making the distance. Not the best result there. Could have done better from St Kilda, but they've gotten their second point on the board. First from an actual shot, 0-2-2 to St Kilda to 3-2-20 from Carlton. Carlton's bringing it back in and takes that short pass out to the pocket. They're going to go long to a contest now. Equal numbers there. Carlton has got it out the back. They've gone for the overlap pass. St Kilda has met it at the wing, and it's going to be a boundary throw-in. Well done. Stocker got up there, provided the extra man, and got it back over the line. Really helped St Kilda out there. They were all sorts of troubles watching that. Saints win the tap down on the contest as well. It is smothered again as they're looking for that next pass up the line, and it goes back over for a boundary throw-in. Not the best. It's just, I feel like St Kilda hasn't quite adjusted to the pressure yet. Carlton's looking okay. Their positioning is good. They've got the man out the back for the contest win if they need it. They've got the defensive side stopper as well. So I'm pretty happy with everything so far, Carlton side. St Kilda really probably needs to do a little bit more. Put on that pressure. Make it harder. Cordy has gone to DeConning, who is sitting forward now that Pitney is in the ruck. It looks like that's going to be a thing going forward for the Supercoach fans and whatnot. This might not be what you want to hear. It is going back over for another boundary throw-in. Not much movement here. We've got about 5 minutes left in the first quarter. St Kilda hasn't gotten a goal on the board. Carlton has got 3, 20-2. It is boundary side on the opposite wing. And St Kilda's managed to get it out of the contest here. They tripped up at the last second, but they've still kept it going forward to a one-on-one contest. It has ended up in a free to St Kilda's Mitch Owens. Looks like he was held through the contest. He's got the ball. He's trying to spot somebody up inside 50, but the play has slowed down. Carlton's gotten people back. He is going for the long kick to the spot, and Carlton ends up owning the area, getting a fairly simple mark in the end. They have done terribly trying to do the switch, and it has gotten out to St Kilda, who has gotten free right in front of goal. We've got a goal to Butler. Butler has got the first to St Kilda, 1-2-8 to 3-2-20, 26 minutes gone in the first quarter. It's really the execution for both sides that's caused issues. I believe that was Jack Carroll that intercepted. Oh, I'm not sure if that was. I gotta pull up the Saints numbers. Hang on. Right. So that was Liam O'Connell that did the interception. Good on him. And it has been Max Heath in the ruck with Boyd today. He's done all right. Both of them have done all right. It is back in the centre. It's gone for another jump ball. Mate, there's so many. You might have missed Melbourne and North. Last I saw, it was pretty close. St Kilda's done all right. They've really stopped these losses from the contest. They've started winning a couple, particularly in the stoppage. They just get a free out of the centre there, go deep, but to nobody in particular. Yeah, so there's just so many at the moment. I think we're going to see... Oh, Carlton's going directly down the centre. They've found somebody at the half-forward flank. And they've moved it on again. And it's going into Harry, but it's gone out on the full. Yeah, mate, it's just footy. It's good. I don't mind it. Naz has got it in the pocket. He's bringing it back in. Naz has been a little bit off with his decision-making today. It's kind of put him in positions that probably haven't led to the best outcome. He goes long to the contest. And Kilda's got the people here. They really should win that, and they don't. It does end up in their hands at half-back flank again. Carlton was sloppy with their entry forward. Did you get up to much last night, Cyril? Big night, mate? Go down to Rebs? That sort of thing? Ooh. Machida Owens goes for the fly. Does not get it. Goes over the back. Carlton's got it. They're doing the switch. They're in the centre now, trying to find the next man. It hasn't gotten very far. They've put pressure on themselves. That's a free to St Kilda as well. Yeah. It's what I've seen from this match has really been that when you don't execute your skills, you're just turning it over. Not great results. Pet Barn hitting me up, telling me that Tobie can get some food for 30% off. How lovely. Good on him. We are now moving into the flank position for St Kilda. Oh, you're from WA, mate. Sorry, I thought you were the other side of the coast. Yeah, fair. A chilled night is a good night. I ended up watching Severance after the footy last night, taking Tobie out for a quick walk. Carlton has managed to get the ball out of that jump ball from the throw-in that didn't go anywhere, but they've turned it straight over. And it is time. That is time for the first quarter. All right. It's skill execution here. Neither side's doing great. It's hard to say. It's hard to learn a ton when you're just not hitting your passes. But Carlton look okay. Their positioning looks good. St Kilda kind of can't tell in a lot of regards. They're on the back foot a fair bit, so it's a little bit difficult to say what they're actually doing. Other than that, I'm liking it. I'm liking most of what I'm seeing. Fairly proper contest. I think we saw this in the match last night as well. The first sort of quarter, 2 quarters was proper contest, then it kind of waned a bit as it went on. I think we'll see that today. I think the first half will at least be proper contest. Maybe 3/4. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Watched a bit of the Port Sim. Not too worried about defence. Looks a bit iffy. Aaliyah is good, but gives away a lot of free against. Yeah, I tend to agree. I think your midfield is really good. I said it last night. I worry a little bit about both Butters and Rosie. They're just not huge bodies. Like Horn Francis does it though, as long as you've got him in there. I just wonder if you can have really both of them. I think it might be good to have one of them on the half back or half forward flank at any given moment. But yeah, I mean, defence is what I was kind of most worried about as well. You were going to always be competitive in the middle. Forward line was going to be iffy if you were going to kick enough goals. You did all right. Georgiades looked great. Good to see him back out there. But yeah, it was the defence. Could it hold up? Estava wasn't there too. Not that I think he is the best tall defensive sort of person, but he does provide. He has learnt the structure well, better than some others for sure. So yeah, definitely a loss. Otherwise, you guys looked all right. It just didn't quite ever click. Anytime it looked like it was going to turn bad, you managed to stop that from happening, which was very positive. I had a few moments there where I was going, geez, we've got 6/4 of this. This could end up being a 100-point drubbing, that sort of thing. But it never got to that point. You always kind of brought it back to that 30-point margin, maybe a little less, anytime it was getting a little bit beyond it. So it was good. It was a good effort from you. Some interesting players to develop. There was one you picked up via the SPP that looked all right. I forget his name now, but he was quite good. Otherwise, I mean, okay. So I'm live, right? So I feel like we can just chat about this stuff. I got a comment just before for the Collingwood review. And the person says at whatever time, Richards isn't making the team because he's playing for Port. Otherwise, I liked the team analysis. I think that's a fair call. I don't think I ever said that Richards was going to make this year's team. I think it was more just a reflection. But you get these kind of moments where I wonder if I didn't explain what was going on well, or if somebody didn't listen very well. Happens. I could be the one that didn't explain it very well. It's a bunch of numbers, these sort of things. But yeah, I also can't go through all of them to double check if I did my job right, because there's a bunch of questions. So just gonna have to think that I did all right there, and they got it wrong. You got to just water off a duck's back sometimes. Josh Lai, yeah, that was him. I didn't see tons of him. I think it was the third period or fourth period that he came on. And I kind of just watched the fifth period in the background a little bit. Took the dog for a walk because it was getting towards, it was past dusk really. The sun was going down. So yeah, took the dog out. Saw a bit of Josh Lai. I heard his name a couple of times in the background. He looked all right. At least what I saw of him. What did you think? Did you like his game? By the way, I'm eating hash brown. Apologies. All right. I don't know if anybody else gets this. And it's one of the reasons I've got to stop eating Maccas, but I swear to God, it gives me the worst heartburn. I'll take a couple of bites of their chips or their for anything that's oil fried. I just get heartburn straight away. It's bad. Okay, yeah. So you and I kind of watched the same sort of areas more intently. Yeah, I didn't see a ton of Josh Lai, admittedly, but I just heard him in the background. When I turned and saw, I was like, oh, the kid's putting on pressure. Kid's got a kick, that sort of thing. So I liked him. Did all right. We're getting close to the second term here. Teams have broken from their huddles. They're moving back to positions. At least Carlton is. St Kilda's standing there getting a good old Ross blast. That's what St Kilda needs that sometimes. I don't love all this cuddly Ross all the time. You know, you can have a bit of cuddly Ross occasionally, but you also need Ross the boss, Ross the man. You know, that sort of Ross. And if he's talking about what I think he's talking about, which is there's way too many people standing back on the contest looking for that outlet positioning, he is right. St Kilda has had maybe one person come in for the additional tackle in almost every contest. They managed not to get destroyed, which is great, but they're not doing tons when they get it. So, or they're not really getting it because they're not really committing to the contest. They're waiting to be that positional next link. So we'll see what happens this quarter. They're moving back to position. Looks like we've got Hugo Garcia in the center again. He seems to be really sitting in there, which is good. I like it. How's about our Sainers? I think there might be signs the stoppage work might have improved. Maybe. It's hard to tell. I didn't love what I saw in that first quarter from St Kilda. I didn't hate it, but there's just that one too many players sitting back, not actually impacting the contest. It has been a bounce, and it's gone to Carlton as a free kick. Okay. They found a chip play. It is in the centre. I'm not sure what they got that for, to be honest with you. It's the follies of not actually listening to the game. And standard definition, because it's not easy to see either. All right, St Kilda has managed to not completely lose it in some pretty bad contests, and they've gotten the free back. Darcy Wilson's got it at halfback flank, running across the wing, and just terrible decision making. Turns it straight over. Yeah, St Kilda are such an outside team. They're great when they get it, but struggle to win it initially. Yeah, bang on. St Kilda's great at the run. Like if you don't man us up on the defensive side of your stoppages, you're going to be in a little trouble if we get it. But we just don't get it enough. Like straight up, just don't get it enough. Ollie Hollands has got a free at the half forward line and is driving it into a big contest. Players everywhere. It's going to be a stoppage. Jump ball about 15-20 out from Carlton's goal. Yeah, Saints, positioning-wise, they haven't been demolished at the stoppage, which, I mean, there's been moments for years now where St Kilda would just get steamrolled out of stoppage for 4, 5, 6 stoppages in a row, and they just couldn't put a stop to it. This has been all right in that regard. Ooh, are they going to get that? Carlton got it out of the stoppage. It was very close to the forward line. Motlop got a big snap out and got the snap to go through. Good shot. Very good shot. Good play from that stoppage. Good forward craft. I mean, St Kilda won that stoppage. There was just tapped to no one. That was bad. I mean, St Kilda's ruck won the stoppage. Just didn't go to anyone. Yeah, that wasn't good enough. Hall didn't put on enough pressure there at all. Interesting. Yeah, St Kilda's needs like 1 or 2 more stoppage beasts. Like, there's teams that have a few of them, and it's a few too many, and they just can't fit them. And St Kilda's the exact opposite. We just got so many outside players that none of them really have that first instinct to go in and grab the ball. They kind of all keep getting told to do that, which, you can tell somebody to do something a million times. If it's not their instinct and they're not good at it, they're not going to keep trying to do it. St Kilda playing bad handball possession there. Boy, bad kick inside 50 as well. Like, just not committing to the mark. Naz finds somebody at the half-forward flank. It is Machida Owens. What can Machida do? He's gone big for the top of the square, and he has found Sharman by the looks of things. Yeah, Sharman out the back, got a good mark. Carlton could use Motlop to have 30-ish this season with Owies gone. They need him to. Like, straight up, their forwards, not great. Like, they're small forwards and not great. Like, they don't provide enough pressure. They don't kick goals. What are they doing? You know, they're not getting tons of forward 50s. The midfield doesn't kick a ton of goals. I mean, the problem with Carlton is like they've got great forward pillars, but outside of that, in the forward half, there's not tons. And don't get me wrong, like you'll do well with two good key forwards. They've done well. They're pretty much on that edge of top 8 to top 4, but I mean, always kicking 30 is your next best option, isn't it? Great. And he's gone, you know, so that they need it. You bang on. It's back in the centre for another bounce. Oh, that looked like high from Harry Boyd. Yeah, it was. It's going to Tom DeConning. Harry Boyd with the big stiff arm out and just gets straight into Conning's neck. DeConning's going to go long to the contest, to the hot spot. And St Kilda has managed to get enough people there to get it back out. And they're going to run it out a bit on the wing. Again, just shocking. Like, you're not hitting your target. You're not even aiming for a target. Like, that is just terrible ball movement. Completely free. Nobody on him. Misses his target by like 8 metres, 10 metres. Like, it's just ridiculously bad. There's a 5 metre boundary throw in. They're going to do it again. Always was the pressure, and he was only a bit above average. My Carlton sporting mate also backs in Moya to feature this season. Yeah, no, I'm big on Moya. I like him. There's a few, like I had a chat with Pom regarding their structures and whatnot. And yeah, I had a few selections that he didn't really pick. And honestly, it's just because like they need that extra pressure in their forward line. And I'd play Cottrell over some of their players because he actually provides a bit of pressure. He's not great in a lot of regards, but he's going to try and tackle. He's going to put pressure acts on. So awesome. It is a boundary throw in, commentary side wing. St Kilda has gotten it out, and just bad hands from Macrae to nobody in particular. Was looking for Hugo Garcia. Just completely missed it. And Carlton's going in. Are they going to get a proper shot at goal? They do, but it's a bad shot. They only get it behind 4-4-28 to 2-2-14. 7 minutes gone in the second. And Bradley Hill's bringing it in. I mean, ball use has been shocking out of defence. So, like, if it's fair, give it to Bradley if nobody's going to hit their target. He's one of the few that does. St Kilda is coming out. They've gone long along the line. And it's on the wing. It looks like it's going to go for a stoppage. Mitch Owens went for a big mark. Didn't get it. Sorry, Caminiti, by the looks of things, went for a big mark and didn't get it. Max Hall needs to get involved. You can't stand that far back and pretend to be a midfielder, bro. Like, you got to actually get involved. All right, Cottrell could play the Matt Kennedy role. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly right. Carlton honestly just shouldn't play many of their small forwards. Like they just got to work on getting goals from their midfield, to be honest. And I'd drop half of their small forwards, play more midfielders. I mean, it's what they were doing last year anyway. Like, Kennedy's not a forward. St Kilda goes in. They found somebody on the inboard pass. That's the Irishman again. That's Liam O'Connell. Liam O'Connell's look up forward isn't what I expected to see. He's done it a couple times. Can he kick it, the Irishman? We're going to get a solid look here. How's his set shot? Looks all right. Whew. Follow through was good. He gets it. Straight kick, straight through. The boys run up. They give him that head pat. It's now 3-2-20 to 4-3 at 27. 9 and a bit minutes gone in the second. St Kilda's starting to show a little bit. Honestly, if they could just hit their targets, they'd probably be ahead. But, I mean, I'm not going to hold my breath. St Kilda's not great at hitting their targets. As much as we talk about clean users and high disposal efficiency and all that, we have very few that are good. So should Carlton hire Beveridge as the list manager or midfielders or forwards and vice versa? Honestly, probably not bad to get him on as like an assistant. Like, he's one of those dudes that, like, he would throw out weird ideas and you'd be like, haven't thought of that one before, and maybe you run it. Maybe you actually find something good out of it. I wouldn't want him in charge of everything because he probably does that a little bit too often. But you kind of want somebody like that in your coaching department. St Kilda's got it forward again. They're going to get another. They're not going to get another goal here. They've managed to keep it in. Are they going to get a goal? No. That might be in the back. No, it's a ball up. They just need somebody to tinker with their structures a little bit, because it's not the way they've been running it and doing things. I don't think it's going to get them a flag, to be honest. Might get them pretty deep in finals, but they've kind of got one key defender. Wiedering's great, don't get me wrong, but they don't really play a second. McGovern's sort of, Cowan maybe sort of, Kemp sort of, but none of them are true big sort of second key defenders. They're all kind of your third type. So that's where I'd see a kind of weakness for Carlton. If they come up against any two pillared forward lines. Agree with Bevo, yeah. Yeah, bang on. He's gonna come up with good ideas, and that's why he got them to a premiership. He's going to, but it's just the bad ideas that he comes up with occasionally as well. He's not great at filtering through them, as far as I can tell. Maybe I'm perceiving it on the outside a bit wrong, but you never know. St Kilda's got another inside 50 here. They're starting to put the pressure on, and it's positional pressure, inferred pressure, good tackles when needed, and they've held it up inside 50, about 30 out on the far side boundary. Good work so far. I mean, they've locked it down in this second half. This could have gotten a little bit ugly if St Kilda really didn't do anything. But I think the message from Lyon at quarter time about standing too far away from the contest, from your opponent, it's just not helping. So get in, put the pressure on, try and win it. St Kilda has gotten the ball from the stoppage. They're going in again, pretty badly directed free, but it's gotten in their hands. They're going to have a snap, and they've got it. Was that, who got it? I have no idea who got that. I think that was Boxshall, maybe? Can't tell. Cannot tell. $38, yeah, Boxshall. Interesting. I've been hearing some good things about Boxshall. That's a young midfield. Jeez. Moose, Garcia and Boxshall. We've got Steele going in to back that up, but they're going to be versing De Koning. Looks like Hewitt, Doherty, and somebody else. Can't quite tell. So Kilda will do well to at least hold this up. If they can win this contest, it's 26-27, 14 minutes gone. It was a bad bounce. They're going to do that again. That was, pretty shocking. Pretty shocking bounce. That was a good bounce. Moose has got it. He taps it down to Hugo Garcia, who goes for a big kick around the corner. Doesn't get great distance on it. Ends up in a one-on-one contest. Goes to ground. Carlton wins that ground contest. They're going through the wing, trying to hit up some free players. Doesn't quite work. Looks like St Kilda might get this one back. And they have through a free. I believe that was against Motlop on Captain Jack Steele. Bit of a sling tackle, maybe. They've gotten it out to Hugo Garcia on the half-forward flank wing. He goes for a big hand pass over the top. And Higgins does the same. Can they find somebody in that set? Oh, that was a bad centering kick from Butler. Like, can it be real? Big Saints fan. Love them. Love them all. There's not one player I don't like. But I don't really get how Butler made the leadership team. Like, he's not bad. Really, like, good at helping out the youngsters, sure. That was a good pass from Butler, and I'll give him that. Found Higgins right in front. Well done. But yeah, I would have thought Butler was kind of one of those forwards that's on that edge of selection sort of situation. Which for me, you probably don't put those players in the leadership team. But maybe not. I mean, he's in the leadership group now. He definitely provides a lot of great pressure. Higo goes for a snap 15 metres out. He does get it. St Kilda is up 5-2-32 to 4-3-27. They brought it back. They've definitely done... They've done interesting. That midfield centre clearance before, if Garcia didn't have that sort of implied pressure on him, didn't do that over the top snap forward sort of kick, that could have been a proper exit out of centre clearance. And that's where St Kilda could be very dangerous in the future. You start winning centre clearances. St Kilda's got the defensive side of it pretty well sorted. We'll see with Battle no longer there. Hopefully that, maintains. But, I mean, if they can start winning the centre contests and get reasonable inside 50s, that's a whole different St Kilda. It's in the centre again. De Koning wins this one. Moose has been playing a fair bit today. He hasn't been doing bad. It's going to be another bounce. Oh, damn. That thing's out in cold. St Kilda wins the stoppage. They've gone to the commentary side wing. And pretty shocking pass up the wing to a 2-on-1. Owens did well to make the contest there. And Sharman follows up with a massive smother over the line. Very good pressure. Carlton were out then. That was a massive smother. Well done. Boundary throw in. It's Moose versus De Koning. De Koning gets it over the top, but it gets moved on to Nasiah Wangadeen-Malera. Malera tries to get it over the top to Garcia. Can't quite get it as it runs over the line. Another boundary throw in. Yeah, yes. Max is an interesting one. The thing is, right, St Kilda just are pretty shocking with their forward entries. I mean, in all honesty, they're pretty shocking with their accuracy of ball movement. So keeping it on the ground is almost a better thing because you're just not giving your opponent a chance to mark it. So, oh God, that's bad from the Saints. Carlton have it on the halfback flank wing commentary side, getting corralled on the boundary and just turns it straight over to Wilkie. Yeah, but he's kind of got that situation where he's he should be taking those big pack marks. We should be kind of trying to give it 5-10 meters in front of him. But we can't kick it. Like, we're just so shocking at our entries that, I mean, he can lead all he wants, but like the ball's just not going to get to him. And then you're essentially playing a bunch of like small players on a bunch of small players and a tall player that probably marks it a bit more. Yeah, I hope we've learned from this as well. I think, honestly, Membry is one they probably did need to move on. That was a bad defensive effort from Zaya. It goes straight over the top. Motlop gets it into what I believe is Moya. I could be wrong. And they're going to have a shot, Carlton, about 40 out on that sort of 45-50 degree angle commentary side. Yeah, I mean, Kilda just needs that. They need to learn just honestly calm down with their ball movement. That was a shocker of a kick. Oh my lord. That was a shocker. That was not good. St Kilda's going to kick it in. Honestly, fair chance St Kilda turns this over. Their ball movement has been shocking. Looks like Webster took that in and goes for the long kick to no one. Immediately turns it over. Carlton have it on the far side wing. They found some space corridor at centre half back, but really they're doing nothing. And St Kilda's not moving forward to apply the pressure. I don't think anybody's in St Kilda's half of the ground, maybe 2 or 3 players. Everybody is back, and it doesn't look like they're particularly well manned up in a lot of regards either. Yeah, Carlton doing some weird stuff here. Really going boundary side. They've gone for another switch back to their original position where they got the ball. Jen, how you doing? We've got terrible defensive patterns from St Kilda. We've got, what's his name? Adam Chera with a kick from about 40 out, minor angle. He should get this. God dang. And he gets it. Good goal. Carlton 5-4, 34 to St Kilda's 5-2, 32. 21 and a half minutes gone in the second quarter, well, nearly 22. And we've got about 8 minutes left in this half. Fair contest from St Kilda to bring it back, but it's just not been clean for either team. I mean, when it has been, they've created opportunities, but yeah, not clean, so not a lot of opportunities. That's all right, mate. That's all right. Are you watching the footy? Who do you go for? We've got it in the centre. It's going to be another ball up. That's another shocking ball up. They're going to bring it back. They brought it back for another boundary throw in, centre bounce. And St Kilda has put a fair bit of pressure on, but it's just bouncing around. It's made it out the back to half back. They've found somebody on the wing, but that was chopped off. It's going to be a boundary throw in this time. All right. Carlton doing all right, making sure St Kilda doesn't actually win contests. St Kilda not actually winning the contest, but doing likewise. So I mean, neither team would be particularly happy with what they're seeing. Good run out of the contest from Saad there. Gets it inside 50. It is a 2-on-2, but it goes out the back. And it's going to be a boundary throw in the far side pocket. Yeah, interesting sort of results so far. I wouldn't say this is great from either team, but they're dusting off the cobwebs, you know. I think both teams have a bit of a chat at halftime, change some things up. DeConning's going to get a shot off here, but it was smothered. And another smother from, great tackle. Stocker brought down Williams in a really strong tackle. Pocket ball up. Carlton's forward 50. Issac Keeler tries a dribbler out of defence. And it gets to a contest. It's being held up at the flank on the 50. Far side 50. It's going to be another bounce. Can we see a bit of clean ball movement here? Tapped out the back from Carlton. They've got the ball. They're running backwards. They wheel onto the right and go inside 50. Really only gained about 5-10 metres there. Ends up with St Kilda's ball. Shoveled out and gets to Sharman on the defensive sort of wing area. They're doing a switch, St Kilda, so they've gone out the far side. They've found Darcy Wilson, who's trying to run. Looks like a mini push in the back there. Yeah, I think so. They've been doing pretty weak free kicks, pretty much all week, to be honest. Weekend, as it is. It's now weekend. I was going to say, technically the footy's been on half the week. But yeah, it's brought back to Darcy Wilson, who just does a shocker along the ground. Nearly got intercepted, but he manages to get back there and put the pressure on, get the ball back. St Kilda have it on the wing. Canellan goes in deep. It ends up in Sharman's hands. Sharman tries to shoot it across the face of goal to give St Kilda an opportunity for a mark. It goes over the top. Butler gets it. He's tackled. It's going to be a bounce in the far side pocket for St Kilda. 26 minutes gone in the second quarter. We've got 4 minutes left. Carlton is up by 2 points. The ball has gone up. It has ended up in St Kilda's hands. They've taken a shot, but it's been marked in the square. And they're going to play on. They're going to run it out of defence. Sharman's putting on some pressure, but it's gotten out to the commentary side wing. They've found somebody in... I'm not sure who that is. Number 8 for Carlton. If you're a Carlton fan, you probably know who that is. They've got time, but they've held up. So St Kilda has managed to get back. They've got an extra man to the contest. And Issac Keeler gets that mark as the extra man in the contest over DeConning. Bit of a surprise there. Does make me kind of wonder if that's sort of what Carlton fans mean by not really being an amazing forward. Didn't get a mark over Naz. Should have probably done that as their ruckman. Saints have turned it over on the wing. They've managed to get it back in the contest, but only just. And they've again turned it over on the wing. It ends up as a boundary throw-in. And yeah, we're going to see what happens here. We've only got about 2.5 minutes left. I don't think we're going to see multiple goals either way. So at most, we probably get one left. 8 is Lockie Fogarty. Yep. Lockie Fogarty had some good numbers when he was playing, but he was injured last year a fair bit. Yeah, all right. St Kilda gets it out of this boundary throw-in, snaps it along the line. It gets past everybody. It's going to be a boundary throw-in on the half-forward flank, or is it? It might be a free. Could not tell you what that was for. And Sharman goes in centrally and tries to find Canellan again. No, that wasn't Canellan. That was Hasty. And they've tried to find somebody up forward, but it's ended up as a point. Rushed behind 5-3-33 to Carlton's 5-4-34 1 minute and 35 seconds remaining in this half. Carlton with the throw-in. Carlton with the kick-in, rather. And Sard is running it out into the pocket. He's going to go for a long kick along the boundary, far boundary line. It's turned over, but it hasn't gotten anywhere for St Kilda, and Carlton ends up getting it back, but turning it back over on the forward 50. St Kilda has managed to put the pressure back on. It's going to go towards the halfback flank for Carlton. They've managed to retain possession just. Somebody's down for Carlton. That looks like it's Sard. I don't know if it was a contact injury. He did look to be kind of grimacing on the ground. We will see. He is down. He is down. He looks to be waving people off. Might just be a contact injury. Maybe a heavy bump. Ooh. Hip flexor? I think that's probably just going to be a maybe a bit of bone bruise. But yeah, that looks like it's just going to be a bruise. He probably walks that off, to be honest. All right, it's halftime. St Kilda down by a point, 5-3, 33 to Carlton's 5-4, 34. Reasonable match. Carlton certainly had the ascendancy in the first quarter. Did kind of give that up in the second. They've done all right, though. It's kind of almost the worst time to get a corky like that for Ahmed Sard, because he is not going to have the ability to run that out. He's going to end up kind of getting a fair bit of lactics in there and probably ends up missing the rest of this game if he sits on the ground doing nothing. Poor bloke. Otherwise, interesting half. I'm a Saints fan, as many of you should know. And honestly, we haven't done what we want to see from St Kilda. Like, there's been no major ball movement out of a contest. Hasn't been tons of winning the bounce or stoppage in general. But they haven't lost a ton either. Like, they haven't lost heaps of goals from stoppage. I think there's been 1 or 2 shots maybe out of a centre bounce or a stoppage, but it's really not been too bad for St Kilda. So hopefully they can maintain this. If they can start winning their own, actually do a little bit of clean disposal, I think this could be a Saints match to win. It's early in the piece. There's another 2 quarters to go. It's also not a game that I think anybody's putting everything on the line for, but I don't think either team really wants to lose this, so it will be good. It will be good to see. Now, we've got a couple of minutes to kill. I believe at halftime we've got 12 minutes. Could be wrong. But that was what they were running with yesterday. They didn't do a proper halftime, so I think they might be doing the same. But let's review, particularly St Kilda players. Who we liked, who we didn't. Garcia is in the right spots, isn't doing enough right now. I love him, and I think he could be really good. Hasn't shown some of his abilities from last year. Max Heath, shown more than I thought. More than I thought he would. More than I thought we'd see from him, to be honest, in a lot of regards. Likewise, for Liam O'Connell, very impressed with what I've seen with him. A couple of marks forward, kicked a goal. Who else have we got? We've also got Hasty, got a big mark in the back line, almost a tunnel in some regards, but mean, took it, got up, walked away. No real malice in it. I think everybody was just happy with what they saw. Otherwise, who else are we still yet to see? I don't think I've seen Issac Keeler on the ground yet. I could be wrong, but I don't think I've seen him. Other players that I would like to see, that I believe is playing today, is Tobie Travaglia. Don't think I've seen a ton of him. So I could be wrong. Again, I'm not listening to the broadcast. I might have missed some of his disposals when others have, brought it up. But yeah, haven't seen a ton of Travaglia. Haven't seen a ton of what I'd want to see from Garcia. He's in the right spots, but just not kind of getting it and using it amazingly. Otherwise, yeah, really want to see Keeler. If he's going to get that sort of role as the defensive second, sort of third tall, yeah, I want to see him. I want to see what he can do. So get him out there. I think the second half we're going to see a few players swap. We've got a big lineup, so we might see the Irishman, those sort of things. The other Irishman, Eamon Armstrong. Yeah, we'll see. Going to have this. Isn't Travaglia injured? I don't think Travaglia's injured. That's Alex Taru. I'm pretty bad with pronunciation, so I'm pretty sure Alex is the one that's injured. Couldn't tell you how you say his last name, to be honest. I think somebody said something about that in what was it? It was the prediction, like the round 1 2024 draft prediction that I did. Somebody's like, "Are you taking the piss with these names or what?" I couldn't stop laughing when I saw that. I was like, I was really hoping nobody called me out on that, but yeah, bang on. I'm pretty bad at pronouncing names, and to be honest, it's just going to take time. Like, I could have gone and figured out every person's name and how to say it, but when it comes down to actually recording, who knows if I actually say the right thing. So there's some bloopers, man. Like, there is some absolute bloopers in some of the old recordings. James, our editor, he's got a bit of a bloopers reel. We were gonna release it like Christmas, New Year's sort of thing, but like we'll get no views and things like that. So we might release it as our 1 year sort of anniversary thank you thing, which actually just came past the other day. So yeah, I probably need to go on top of that. But yeah, at some point you just give it a crack. At the end of the day, like if somebody calls you out for saying names wrong, it's engagement, so who cares? And like you're always going to get something wrong in these industries, man. Nobody can bloody tell the future. So just enjoy, say what you think. People will either love it or hate it. That's it. If anybody's still watching Fox Footy, which I'm not particularly, but it's on the side screen there. How many times do you reckon you've seen this match of pickle tennis? I reckon I've seen it 7-8 times. They were playing this last year. Like, this game was done midway through last year, at least. So the boys need to get out there, spend a little bit on production, like do something new. I'd love to see Gazy just actually do well. Like let's get him in the basketball setting. I've met Gazy a bunch of times. He's a lovely man. His daughter went to a school not too far from mine, and she was in, I think, the year or two below me. Like my best mate was in the year below me when I was younger. So I met her a bunch of times, met Daisy a bunch of times. Lovely man, really nice dude. His daughter was giant when we were giant. I think she's pretty like normal sized as a general. Maybe semi-tall, but yeah, back in the day, whoa. I was also very little back. Like I'm not a tall dude, but I was pretty dang little back then. So yeah, different times. We got maybe another 2-3 minutes of this sort of stuff. Jeez, that hash brown started going down the wrong pipe. But yeah, who have you guys liked from this game? I've talked about Saints players. I haven't probably kept as much of an eye on Carlton players, but yeah, anybody that stood out to you? I think Liam O'Connell's been the one surprise packing for me. Probably didn't expect him to take a couple marks up forward, a couple marks down back, be a bit of an outlet and an option to kick a goal. So he's done more than I'd expected of him. He can do that every match. He's got a spot in the side, that's for sure. Otherwise, watching just this pickle match, and Chief and Deco are all over Gazy and Moons. I also think I'm like 20 seconds behind like real coverage. Yeah, as a heads up, if you do want to watch along with me specifically, I'm pretty sure we might be a little out of sync with what you're seeing versus what I'm seeing. So I'll let you know when I see the bounce. If you want to line that up, go ahead. Otherwise, you can spoil things. I don't really mind too much. As long as it's just not goal after goal for Carlton. Like I don't want to be I don't want to be told that hey, there's no point in watching like the next minute because Carlton's going to score, and then by the time I think there's a point to watch again, if I get another comment like that, it's going to be pretty upsetting. But that's footy, you know. Can't let it get to you too much, especially as a Saints fan. Especially. But it's been a good match. As a Saints fan, I've got nothing to complain about. Nothing particularly. I'd like us to be up by like 50, but, you know, I'm realistic. Carlton's a reasonable side. If we can put pressure on them, make it a good match to the end, I'm fairly happy. Wednesday was pretty shocking, mate. Like, that was bad. I've figured out a few things, but we still haven't, like, we still haven't figured out everything. I have no idea why I'm in landscape mode and, like, portrait. Like, I'm in portrait through YouTube, but, like, not, like, I'm meant to be in landscape. I don't know what's going on. I'm trying my best. We're fixing little things at a time, but it's not perfect yet. And I probably should try that. I'm meant to have like I don't know if I'm meant to say any of this, but I'm meant to be kind of having all this stuff done and professional looking by this time next week or less than that, because I am. I've got to. I've said to people that I would. So. We're in a little bit of a race against the clock, but when are we not? It's always fun. The clock is just part of the game, mate. First use. No, this isn't TikTok set. So this is the Pocket Osmo, and they have a bit of like communication issues when being used as like a webcam. Or like a streaming device. So it's not actually my phone, which, I mean, if it was my phone, I probably could set this up pretty correctly and pretty quick. But I figure if I'm going to like upgrade things and all that, I should spend the time making sure I know how it all works, fix the little things, do the practices. But yeah, there seems to be like a fairly consistent problem with the Osmo. I think I just was a little bit too quick on things with OBS, because like if I let it sit in OBS, and I've done it other times, when I'm not streaming, it doesn't like, eventually it kind of just switches to landscape mode correctly. But I think because I jumped on, I was running a bit late and tried to get everything just going straight away, I didn't let it do that switch, and it's remained in landscape in portrait mode ever since. So yeah, I think next time I just got to set up a little bit earlier, make sure it does that switch to landscape, and then we should be pretty much good to go. Just kind of was a little bit behind the clock today. Again, racing the clock. It's like, it's all I ever do. I'm always behind schedule. But makes life fun. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It doesn't make life fun at all. Come on, I really just want this this pickleball match to end. I've been watching this. I watched this in the off season. Like, it just started coming on, and I had like a football match on in the background. Football match ended, and this started playing. I was like, come on, guys! Like, surely there's like something else you'd play rather than this. KO's weird, man. Foxtel and KO, they're just a weird product. Not a huge fan of them, unless they want to give me a job, which I'll take the money. I'll do it. No, I won't sell out like that. Not this quickly, because I won't make good money. Cheers, mate. Well, look, thank you for popping past, Sarek. I hope the Sainers do well as well, but no major expectations. It's an early practice match. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll talk no doubt soon. This will be the last stream for the week. I should have a video out some point next week. I don't know exactly the date yet, but keep an eye out. Either way, thanks for popping past, mate. Have a good day. And hopefully we can get past this Gazy match soon, because I'm over it. We're nearly there. From memory, this ends pretty soon. So, should hopefully be getting back to the footy in, I'd say, like 2 to 3 minutes. So, not long. But yeah, anybody else out there, feel free to jump in, chat, and say hello. I think my mum was watching before, and she tried to create a channel or something to say hello. Mum, if you're signed in, you can just say hello. Just sign into your Google account, and you can come and say hello. But otherwise, anybody else out there, come say hello. We've got a couple of minutes until we get into the second half. Let me know. Are you a Saints supporter? Are you a Carlton supporter? Are you just here to see me talk nonsense? That sort of thing. But yeah, we really want to fix that. I can see if I can do that. Let's see if I can. Let's see if there's a way to, we're going to try it. This might not work. This might screw things up. I'm gonna press a button that'll either screw things up or not. So, enjoy. I don't think that did anything. I don't think I particularly had anything happen there. That's all right. We got a minute to go. Oh yeah, no, it did a little bit. It fit me to the sides of the screens a little bit. That was. I wonder if I can do. I'm again, we're gonna press a button. Might ruin things. We will see. I don't think that works. I think that was wrong. We're gonna say, hang on. We are in the last minute before this kind of changes. So no, that didn't do anything. Well, it didn't. Yeah, it didn't get me to where I wanted to be. We're gonna flip it back so everything reads correctly. But yeah, didn't quite get that working the way I wanted to. And this is almost over from Fox Footy, so we are pretty much back into the thick of it. Looks like we're about to get back into it. I am running a bit behind everybody else, maybe 10-15 seconds, so I'll let you know when I'm going to see the bounce. If you want to sync up your video, you're welcome to. You don't have to, though. There's no stress. Now I can see the umpire now. We're about to have that centre bounce. And the bounce is in 3, 2, 1. Now. And it looks like a kicking in danger there. Yep, Hugo Garcia gets it out of the centre. Drives it in. It was a spoil on the forward they were aiming for, but reasonable effort from St Kilda. Trying to get back and put extra pressure on. They look to have gotten him in the centre again. It's kind of gone nowhere. Hugo is still shaking his hand. Looks like a pretty big kick in danger, to be honest. But we're good. We've got some good results out of the Saints here. They won another centre clearance, which is kind of what they need to start doing, to be honest. So yeah, pretty happy with what I'm seeing from the Saints. 50 seconds in. Garcia again gets the ball off of the tap from Harry Boyd, who is looking good and probably starts by the looks of things. It's another jump ball. Max Hall is in there a fair bit today as well for the Saints. So if you are a fantasy player, keep an eye out. Harry Boyd has won the free kick though, looking for the overlap. And he gives it off to Stocker, who bangs it into a 2-on-2. And the Saints get the ball out of it. Has got a snap forward from Owens, but it's just dribbled through for a point. It's now 5-4, 34 to Carlton's 5-34, equal scores. Oh, actually, did that go for a throw-in? I thought that got a point. No, it was a throw-in. All right, apologies. 2 minutes in, 33 to 44. Saints forward 50 in a throw-in in the pocket. It looks like it's going to be another jump ball, about 25 out, right in front of goal. Somebody looks hurt for Carlton. Blood rule? Yep. 35 for Carlton. Alright. I'm going to double check who's Carlton list. Let me just see their players. So that was Billy Wilson, by the looks of it. Maybe not. That doesn't look like Billy Wilson. Not exactly sure who that was. It's been thrown up. Carlton's managed to throw it on the boot. It's gotten outside 50. St Kilda could have marked it, but just dropped it. It's ended up with a good tackle from Stocker and a jump ball a bit outside of St Kilda's 50 on the far flank. And it's thrown up. Harry Boyd taps it down again. He is looking competitive. Like, I'm a Saints fan, right? Clearly. But the one thing St Kilda's really struggled at is good contested tap ruck work. Marshall's not bad to pinch hit, and he's good around the ground as a tall. Really puts pressure on the opposition tall to do something good, right? But he's not great as that initial tap. And Harry Boyd's looking a little bit better, to be honest. And it's not as if De Koning's a slouch. It's not as if Pitney is not good at all in that regard. So I would not be surprised if he lines up for the Saints round one. We're probably going to see both. I mean, I'd be very surprised if Marshall misses. But did I say 54? Who the heck is that? That might be one of our VFL listed players. I didn't think we had any going into this match, but that's all right. Saints have made it out from the behind from not that long ago. They're at the wing now. Going forward, 2-on-1 contest. Standing tall was Caminiti. Got the free. Drives it in to another 2-on-2. St Kilda actually gets the ball out, and it's going to be a goal. Saints get another one. It's to Liam O'Connell again, out the back. Liam O'Connell sneakily putting his hand up for a selection here in the regular season. He looks strong. He's been in the right positions. He's supposedly can play either end now. So, I don't mind him. That was great front positioning from Sharman on that 2-on-2 contest as well. Dropped right in his lap. Got it over the top. Really good work from St Kilda there. St Kilda are up. 6-3, 39 to 5-5, 35. 5 minutes 45 into the third quarter. They're doing well. I mean, they're not winning contests hugely, but they're not letting it be a loss when they lose. 19 for Carlton is getting tested out. Looks like his ankle on the outside. That would be Corey Durden as well. Saints strip it in the middle. They've gotten it out of the centre for a centre clearance. It goes forward. They've gotten free. They're going to have another shot. Saints get it. Max Hall gets the goal. If St Kilda can do that, they're a different side. Like, if St Kilda can start winning centre clearance, I mean, Carlton won't win this match. It'll be that simple. Like, Carlton defensively have one major tool in Wiedering. And I don't even know if he's playing today. Because he wasn't on Caminiti then, who's one of St Kilda's major tools. Caminiti got the ball off the ground and then got it straight to Max Hall, who had the running shot. Max Hall has been playing a fair bit of centre. Same with Hugo Garcia. I mean, it looks like they've pretty much got Garcia, Hall, Macrae, and Steele as the starting mids. Kennellan's lining up on the wing. He's gotten 2 goals now. No, that's O'Connell. Sorry. Kennellan. That's like an old player of us. Ray Kennellan, jeez. It is a free to Carlton in the centre. And Ahmed Saad spots somebody up at forward 50. It's bad drop mark there. And it's been wrapped up by Nazai Wanganeen Malera. And it will be a jump ball. Far side on the 50 for Carlton. I think that's a Saints free. It is. Harry Boyd looks real good. Like, really good. He looks like he's going to win more contests. Like, he looks stronger than Marshall. He looks like he taps it a bit better than Marshall. He moves fairly similarly. Like, he gets down to ground really well. Saints get it out the... Oh, not quite. Oh, dangerous tackle there. It was a 2-on-1 for a moment, but then McGovern got back strong. Got the ball. Got a high tackle against. Carlton's looking to make a switch happen, but really not doing much. St Kilda backing off, letting the pressure build further up the field. They really don't seem to mind about, oh, that's a shocking kick. See, that's what happens. And I don't think St Kilda mind about losing like a possession or so in defence. Because if you're just going to cough it up, like St Kilda's got it back halfway between wing and half forward flank on the commentary side. And they're essentially, like, they just waited for Carlton to cough that up, which they did. It was just a shocker kick, missed the target, and St Kilda got it back. Interesting way to play. I mean, it's what undid Freo when they played that sort of style of just moving it around defence, not really doing anything. St Kilda's gotten it deep into the forward line. Bradley Hill's got it pretty much by himself, has gotten it out to steal. They've walked it back to the 50 to find a better entry, and they haven't quite yet. They're very deep. They're going to get a shot off. Jack Macrae misses on his snap. He probably had more time than that. He probably could have gotten that goal. St Kilda lead. St Kilda is up 7-4, 46 to 5-5, 35. 10 minutes played in the third term. We've got about another 20 minutes in this quarter, another half after that. Still anybody's game, easily, but the pressure has changed. St Kilda is all over Carlton now, whereas the first quarter, maybe most of the way through the second quarter as well, it was mostly Carlton, or at least a very, very 50-50 contest. St Kilda has been all over Carlton this quarter. Harry Boyd looks strong. He is really holding his own against Pitnet. St Kilda go down to a 3-on-2 contest in the forward 50 flank on the far side. It gets over the line. It's going to be a throw-in. Strong contest. Very strong. And Harry Boyd taps it straight to another Saints player. He misses it, and it's ended up in a free to St Kilda. Okay. Not sure what happened then. I'm guessing it was a high in one of the contests. But it looks like it's ended up in Steele's hand, who's going to drive it in. Goes to the contest out the back. That was probably a shove. It's going to be a ball. It's going to be a ball up. Umpire missed that one. Nearly landed straight in Butler's hands. Ooh, is that Wiedering going? Yeah, Wiedering's limping a little bit. Probably just a corky. Not expecting that to be a long-term injury. Oh, big tackle from St Kilda, running it out of defence. Carlton, it's just been a dumped kick straight into St Kilda's hands again, and they are peppering the inside 50. There's too much pressure there against Carlton. They are not finding an exit. And Saints go in again and nearly find the man. It gets out the back. They've nearly maintained possession. Oh, it's going to probably end up in a ball up. About 20 metres out in the far pocket, St Kilda is putting on the pressure here. This is significantly different attitude than we saw in the first quarter. Saints might get this. It's another wrap up in the forward pocket on the far side, about 5 metres closer, probably about 5-10 metres outside of the goals. And it goes up. St Kilda get a snap. They've missed it. It is a point. Saints 7-5, 47 to 5-5, 35, leading with 13 minutes gone in the third quarter. We've got Adam Sard running it out of the back line. He's gone 30 metres, hand passed it out to the far flank. They're chipping it along the boundary, and Carlton's found somebody halfway between far flank and wing. Now they're holding it up, looking for the next option. They're going long down the line. Straight to a 2-on-2. It ends up in front for St Kilda, and it's actually spilled out to Carlton. In dispute on the wing. Looks like it's going to end up a boundary throw, and it is. And everybody's going to set up. It's probably best for both sides. Carlton haven't been setting up on the break very well defensively. Like, if they turn it over when they think they're on the offense, they've not particularly been great. That was a shocker of a boundary throw in. Absolute, terrible. Heads up for people that are joining here and there, might have joined more recently. I am a little bit behind time, probably about 10-15 seconds. We are having a boundary throw in now at 14 minutes and 16 seconds if you want to equal me. It is now gone in, and it looks like it is a free kick to Carlton. They're going to try and play on. No. It needs to be brought back over the mark. And they're going to find an option in Tom DeCoing about 55 out on a 45-degree angle. Can he make that sort of distance? No, he is going to put it up front for Harry Macrae, and he drops it. St Kilda have got the numbers. Can they find the outlet? They've found one in Wilkie. Wilkie turns it over, but Saints get strong tackles. Lots of numbers to the footy. It is not getting out. Commentary side, Carlton's half-forward flank. It's going to be a jump ball. Goes up. Carlton's managed to get it out of this contest. Motlop slams it in. Is he going to find somebody? No. It ends up out the back for St Kilda, who's got the numbers. Webster bombs it out of 50 to no one. Absolutely no one. And Carlton will get a deliberate, as it's gone over the line on the far side of the field, on the wing. Carlton will bring the ball back in. Yeah, honestly, not great from the Saints. That was pretty shocking. There was people there. They could have controlled it. Carlton is starting to probably maintain dominance of field position over the last 5 or so minutes. They are going back inside 50. They haven't quite found a safe pair of hands. It's gone to ground. It's going to be another jump ball, about 25 out, right in front of Carlton's goal. 16 and a half minutes gone in the third quarter. It is a jump ball. Carlton's got it straight out of the ruck. DeConning's made a snap attempt, and Saints have punched it through for a rush behind. It's now 5-6, 36 to St Kilda's 7-5, 47. 16 and a half minutes gone in the third quarter. Nazia's got it at fullback. He's going to take the kick in. He's looking for options and decides to go very short, taking that 15-20 metre kick right in front. St Kilda again takes a very short option to the pocket. And they will see a long kick down the line here. It looks like Jack Higgins is back. Not exactly what you'd want to see from Higo. He's gone long down the line. And Caminiti loses the contest. It has been a mark for Carlton, and they've tried to chip it over the top. Bradley Hill's there to spoil it and provide some pressure because it gets to ground. Carlton do win it, and they try to keep going forward at half-forward flank. Again, pressure spoils the mark, and Saints get in front of the next leading lane, and Wilkie marks it about 35 out from Carlton's goal, and he spots up Hill, who takes a pretty dangerous free option, or takes a dangerous hand pass to the free option behind him. They've gone a little bit further up. Saints have found some options. That looks to be Hugh Boxshall. Found a little bit of freedom in the centre. They're trying to find somebody. Saints are getting wrapped up. There's too many players around. Will they be able to maintain this? They have managed to stay in front of the contest and got it. And it's out. Moose gets it out to Hilly. Hilly lines up Sharman. And Sharman marks it about 45 on a 45-degree angle. Is that shot? It's hard to say. Yeah, not great movement from either team. Not particularly great ball pressure. That being said, Saints got a shot. We are a Saints fan here, so can't hate on it. Now, is he going to make the distance and the accuracy that from there, Sharman, a bit outside 50, just gets stopped on the line by Tom De Koning. De Koning's found an outlet in the pocket and he goes to them on the far side. Oh, that's just made it over the intercept for St Kilda player, and it's nearly cut off at half-back flank. It is going to be a free to St Kilda. Just did not find an option. Saints have found Hill again on the flank. Hilly is just going to run around his opponent, and it looks like he's going to take a ping. He's missed off to the right, scored a point. Saints are 7-6, 48 to Carlton's 5-6, 36. 19 and a half minutes gone in the third. Carlton takes the option in the pocket, and they're going to run it out. They get to the 50 before they bang it long along the far boundary. It's been spoiled on the marking contest and goes over the line for a throw-in. 19:45 in the third. We're going to see St Kilda, Harry Boyd versus, I believe, Pitnet at this point. We'll see. No, it is De Koning. Yeah, so De Koning and Moose as well. So St Kilda has swapped out Harry Boyd for their alternate ruck. I haven't seen Issac Keeler today, which is a bit of a surprise. Perhaps I've just missed him, but yeah, haven't particularly seen it. It is in the pocket for Carlton. Saints have managed to wrap them up for now. It's going to be a ball. It's going to be a jump ball. No, they've given it free. The tackle was too high. It's going to Motlop. All right. Motlop to get Carlton back within a kick. And he should take it with about 9 minutes to go. 21 minutes into the third. He's about 50. Well, he's on the 50 line, walking in it, and his actual mark is probably about 25 out. Looks to be going the straight shot. Can he get it? And he kicks it. Well done. Carlton are 1 goal behind now. 6-6, 42 to St Kilda's 7-6, 48. 21 and a half minutes gone in the third. It's been a good contest. Carlton did get away from it early. They owning most of positioning, most of the stoppage work. And then this last quarter or so, St Kilda's really done some heavy lifting, got in, dug deep, managed to get a few of the balls out of there and get some honest shots on the board. So it's been good. It's been good. We've got about 5 minutes left, or a bit over 5 minutes left, 7 minutes, 8 minutes left until we get to the final quarter. Now, it doesn't look like this is going to be a blowout for either team. Probably what both sides want to hear. In some regards, I think all supporters would like to walk in just absolutely destroying every team they come across, but at least you're not having that happen to you. So this isn't too bad. It's another jump ball in the centre. Moose versus De Koning. De Koning gets it himself and slams it into the forward line. It's a 3-on-3 in there. And it goes over the boundary line, the far boundary line. It's going to be a throw-in at the forward 50 for Carlton. Carlton's kind of managed to retain ball mostly through the stoppage work over the last sort of 5 minutes or so. And this comes down to winning the taps, which Moose did interrupt De Koning there, and it looks like they're going to get out of this. Oh, the pressure was applied on that last kick there, going into the 54 Carlton, and they didn't quite get it off. St Kilda's getting it out. They've shouldered it out, but that dump kick went to no one. Carlton has it on the commentary side, just outside of half-forward flank. They've got a few leads developing. They're going to go for the far side options. And they went to the hot spot, but just nobody there. St Kilda floated back and got that mark pretty easy from Hasty. Hasty's looking to go long down the line. Does get knocked after the shot, but I don't think that was anything untowards. No, they do get a free, so St Kilda gets that free. Saints have Windhager out on the wing, completely by himself, takes a mark, and he's going to hold up play for a moment. Probably a wise thing for Saints to do. Not a great kick from Windhager. Really against the line, finds Burns. Burns is going to take that extra, again, 15 metres to Windhager, also down the line. And St Kilda are just setting up for this next kick. And it is straight to De Koning. Not really well placed there. I mean, it was pretty telegraphed. That was the hot spot, right? De Koning's tried the swap and hasn't done great. St Kilda puts on hard pressure. Who is 54? I thought that was Stocker. I don't think we have somebody that high up the list. So, yeah, I'm not sure who that was. And Harry Boyd taps it straight down to Boxshall by the looks of it, who gets it into the forwards. Saints have got it. They're running straight in. It's a goal. Saints are up by 2 again. Good forward work from Dan Butler there. Just been added to the leadership group. To be honest with you, I thought Dan Butler was on the edge of selection. I know he gives a lot to the youngsters, teaches them a fair bit, but I didn't think he'd be put into the leadership group. So it's good to see him doing something, because some of my issues with Dan Butler is he's just not quite lived up to his peak. Since we've brought him over, his first year with us, he was great. He was always out the back, putting on that extra pressure as a tackling forward. Hasn't found that consistency in the years since. If he can, he's a huge benefit to our side, but I haven't trusted that in the last couple of years. So if he can hold on to this sort of momentum, these couple of goals a game, putting on those few extra tackles, helps St Kilda out a lot. Now, it's gone straight back to the centre. Harry Boyd has gotten it and given it off to Wangani Malera, who's running through. He's drilled it inside 50 to a 2-on-2. St Kilda's won it through Higgins. Higgins has been tackled without really getting it anywhere, but it wasn't a free against. Carlton has just bombed it out along the line. I think that's going to be a throw-in. It is. Thought that might be a free against. They've gotten away with one there. And it's going to be a boundary throw-in between the far side of the wing and St Kilda's half-forward flank. Harry Boyd again wins the tap down against De Koning. Doesn't do enough after the fact. And Carlton have slammed it forward. They've got the numbers there. They're out. They should get this. There is 3 players on 0 for St Kilda. Oh my God, St Kilda got back. Wangani Malera avoids 2. And St Kilda saved what should have been a guaranteed goal for Carlton. Just did not hit the man, did not play the right movements. St Kilda's honestly starting to walk it out of defence. If they can find somebody. They have gone backwards to hopefully go forwards. They found Nazai Wangani Malera sitting in that back pocket sort of situation. Back pocket, half back flank. He's looking up the field. He's probably going to go long here. he does. He goes out in the full. There's been a few bad decision-making moments from Nazire. I mean, he's playing the boundary a lot. It is a hot day. We can see everybody here is avoiding the sun. Everybody hiding in that shade, which is fair enough. But yeah, not the best decision-making all the time there from the Saints. It's going back into the forward 50 for Carlton. They're trying to find a free man, but it has been tackled, and it will be a jump ball on the far 50 for Carlton. Looks like Jagga Smith got wrapped up there. Jagga Smith looks interesting. I haven't seen a ton of him today. I don't think he's gotten a lot of the ball. No, thank you, Jonathan. Look, even popping in saying hello anytime is great, mate. Thank you so much. Yeah, we've had a good game. It's, it started out not great for St Kilda. I'm guessing you're probably saying the same as a Carlton supporter at this point. But look, it hasn't been terrible. Neither team's been blown out. Jonathan, I am a Saints man. Oh, where are we? There we go. Something. There we go. Anyway, I'm a Saints man. We're playing all right. We haven't lost the contest particularly badly. In fact, I think we found someone in Harry Boyd. He's a better tap ruckman than Marshall. He just is. Look, there's other things he might need to work on. Don't get me wrong, but Jagga Smith looks to have hurt himself. We don't know if that's maybe just a corky minor roll of the ankle or something, but he's limping. Otherwise, Saints are doing all right. Carlton's doing all right. Probably could be better from both sides, but neither team looks shocking. I mean, St Kilda did for a moment there. There was just no connection between ball movement. Since then, they have managed to get on top. Up the Saints. Rowe hasn't been playing today. Caminiti's look great. Harry Boyd didn't get back on DeConning there. DeConning's taken a big mark in the forward 50. About 20 seconds to go in the third quarter. This will be the last kick of the quarter for sure. Saints up by 12, so we'll see what happens here. Jagga Smith is limping, and it looks to be not great. Hoping it's just a small roll of the ankle, something like that. The siren has gone. I think Rowe can get up forward in future matches. We're not playing him today, but Harry Boyd looks good, which gives Rowe that opportunity to get forward. DeConning misses. It's 6-7-43 to St Kilda's 8-6-54. It's three-quarter time. Saints are up. I think the Saints are looking good. There was a lot of lost contests early, but since then, I've been pretty happy with what I'm seeing. It seems like we are running the five of Macrae, Steele, Garcia, Hall, and maybe Boxshall as well occasionally at the moment. And look, to be honest with you, I've liked what I've seen from all of them at moments. Garcia the most. If he could kind of calm down a little bit, he has had a few moments where he's probably just thrown it on the boot, where he probably had a few more seconds to make that decision, make the call, get it to the right player. But like what I've seen from him, hasn't had that sort of tackling defensive numbers that we saw last year. So hopefully we can find that again. And he just realises he has a bit more time, and we've got a good midfielder there if that's the case. Otherwise, liking what I'm seeing. There's a few really good players. The Irish lad, Liam O'Connell, he's not bad. He seems to be able to play defensively forward. We've had him on the wing at moments. I like what I'm seeing. We're at that point now where we got to have some of these players start breaking out because, competition for spots is getting tough. Yeah, I think, in terms of going all the way, Garcia is quite young. I think you're not particularly wrong that it's more likely to happen in a couple of years than, say, now. I do think we're not as far off as some people might think. I really... I think if Pooh can come back in, do what he was doing towards the end of last year, We keep this sort of development coming from the youngsters that have a lot of potential. Garcia is one of them. Wilson, one of them. Naz, we talk about how good he is, but he's very young. He can still get better. These are players that can just improve, and they might just explode out of nowhere one day. I mean, Naz, you probably say he's pretty much done the big growth already, but we might see a lot more from Windhager. We might see a lot more from Owens. These youngsters are just starting to get into that age where they're going to eventually start putting together games that are fairly better than they are now. So we're also starting to develop kids. O'Connell, we've got Max Hall now pushing for a spot. We're kind of in that position where if you're not playing well, you're not on the side. So somebody's going to start playing quite well and cement a spot. It's going to happen soon enough. I don't think this year is the year that we're going all the way, really competing for a premiership or anything like that. But honestly, maybe we get surprised. Where we've got so many kids that haven't quite had their big development yet, and they're not bad. So it could happen. Windy's very underrated. Needs to be able to switch between locking down a midfielder and taking it on. He doesn't quite do both really well. I think he's good at doing the one thing at a time, but I'm not sure that he's always getting the kind of output we want from, or what our coaches might want from him. Do love him though. Windy's great. I'd love to see Windhager as a back pocket. I know it's a little bit left field, but if he's really not going to be great at that extracting sort of thing, if he's not going to be a proper mid, I'd like to see him be a tagger, right? And lock down the mid, move him to back pocket. If he can lock down a small forward as well, we've kind of sorted out a position long term that, nobody really needs to sort out, but it'd be great if you have it. Yeah, very similar to Crowley-esque from Freo days, that's for sure. I'd like to see maybe a bit more Hardwick styled, right? You could send him in the guts, you could send him back pocket, could maybe send him up forward, right? I'd love to see a bit more flexibility from Windhager. For me, considering I'm not a huge fan of Webster and likewise Stocker, I think that's a role we can improve on. And Windy's shown a bit in locking down players, so give him a shot. May as well. I don't think this is the year we're making the grand final, right? So this is the year we do try some of those ideas, see if we can get things going. Look at new options for next year where we hopefully are, pushing for top four. I think this is probably a year early to start making those sort of ambitions, but I mean, it's not far off. No, I don't think Ari's playing today, mate. I had a little look at the lineup. Some weird sounds coming outside. Had a little look at the lineup, and he doesn't seem to be listed. It looks like we went with Issac Keeler, who I also haven't seen play. So it's been an odd one. I think we're just running Cords and Wilkie in defence at the moment, but it's kind of okay. I would expect, considering this is the last real quarter, we're probably taking Wilk off. I mean, we probably get Keeler on. Yeah, we'll see. But we're about to start it. I'm a little bit behind you if you've just rocked up, which you have, John. So I'll let you know when I see the bounce. You're probably about 15 or so seconds ahead of me, roughly around that realm. But yeah, we're getting very close to this. Very, very close now. I can actually see people lining up in the centre. Looks like we've got Hugh Boxshall. Looks like we've got Jack Macrae, Harry Boyd, and I'm guessing if Jack Macrae is in there, that Garcia's the other one. Either that or maybe Hall. That we will see. Looks like we haven't played both Steele and Macrae in the same midfield so far. Oh, we have this lineup by the looks of it. yeah, we're going for it this lineup. We've got O'Connell on the wing as well. Yeah, cheers, mate. Thank you. We are about to see this jump ball. Try not to just commentate because some people, watch their own commentary and want to have a chat about what they're seeing, but I kind of end up doing it a little bit. We have got this first jump ball and kind of goes up and straight down. Neither of the rucks get onto it. And it looks like we're going to have another jump ball. It's a little bit closer to, I think, St Kilda's forward line. Can't remember which way we're going this quarter. We're going to another jump ball. Where do you work, John? What do you do for work, mate? And it has been tapped into St Kilda's forward line. And we're probably going to get another ruck contest. Okay, Garcia's on the bench getting his quads done. It is Boxshall, Steele, and Macrae in the forward line. And they've just snuck it forward. Chip kick out of the contest to Machida Owens, taking a mark about 25 out, directly in front. Look, normally I'd say this is an easy one. I'm going to be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of Machido's set shot routine. His drop of the ball is just wrong. That's just not how you drop the footy. But, he's the professional player, not me. And he doesn't get it. He's got to just kick the footy like a normal footy, mate. Like, why would you do? Oh, God. Like, I can't believe nobody's fixed that. Like, he's got it on this bizarre angle, right? Like, footies aren't meant to be dropped onto your foot like that because you don't have a large position for your foot to hit it correctly to go straight. Like, when you're trying to kick a footy correctly, you're trying to have the biggest sweet spot to hit as possible. When Owens kicks it, he drops, he's got the footy angled direct punt, like the tip is angled straight down to his foot. So it's so easy to do that because you've got the smallest area for accurate kicking when you've decided to tilt the ball forward down to you. It should be like angled like 45 degrees forward in front of you, like so that it hits your foot on the biggest margin of error area. And he just doesn't kick it like that. He just doesn't. And it's shocking. Every time he gets a forward 50 set shot, I just don't think he's going to kick it because his set shot routine is terrible. It's just terrible. Looks like Travaglia's finally been brought on. I don't think he was playing until now. He just got a ball out of defence. And that was a strong mark again. No, that wasn't Garcia. Oh, Saints are out. Saints are out if they don't get caught, which they got caught. I mean, it was a youngster. It was Boxshall got caught. I agree. I reckon Rui would be helpful in the club. But to be honest with you, Rui'd be good at like leading patterns. I don't think I'd trust Rui as a goal kicking coach, to be honest with you. He wasn't great at it when he was a player. Like, he had long stints where he was just shocking at kicking a footy. So, I mean, if we wanted to teach our forwards how to mark, be getting Stewie Lowe in. Wouldn't be getting Stewie Lowe to teach them how to kick, right? If I wanted to teach our forwards where to lead, Rui's the perfect one for that. If I wanted to teach our forwards how to kick a goal, I don't know who I go to in the pub. Probably Milne. Like, Milne's the one that understands how to kick a goal. Like, he could do it from any angle. He knows how to drop the footy onto your foot. That's some of the things that some football players just don't seem to understand. That you have to drop it onto your foot correctly so that you can kick it correctly. So, yeah, I'd probably lean towards Milne. He's the best kind of goal kicker I've seen in our history. If you're looking for a long set shot, I don't know. Not sure. Garrick wasn't bad. Garrick wasn't terrible at a long set shot. He wheeled out onto his left, but he wasn't bad at it. It has been another jump ball in the centre. Harry Boyd got it. Ooh, bad run. Yeah. See, that overlap hand pass can't just be going to somebody that's going to get caught. Like, you have to have more situational awareness than that. Saints with a bad inside 50, to be honest. We have managed to tackle, hold it up with about 15 metres out from our goal. That was lucky that was a drop mark. That was lucky that that's a drop marked. Grabbed straight out of the ruck by Harry Macrae. What is he doing at fullback? That was odd. It looks like it's going to be a throw-in. Higgins was dragged down over the line before he could get a shot off. There was a call for out of bounds on the full. Wasn't given. Saints are up by 1 goal, 55 to 49. 5.5 minutes gone in the fourth. And the boundary thrown in has gone out the back. It's gone straight to a Carlton player, and they've gone straight down the line in the wing. They have not hit a player. They've turned it straight over to a St Kilda player who's tried to go inboard, but just done a dribbler along the ground. The Saints have managed to hold it up. It is going to be a jump ball, but that was very, very lucky. Saints players running back to position now as the ball's up for... It looks like a clearance to Carlton. They've managed to get it out. Can they hold on to it here? They've gone to the fat side. They're looking for their option. It looks like that might be number 25. I have no idea who that is for Carlton, but that was a shocking kick. Saints nearly got it off the ground, but then again, another shocking pass. And it's turned over. Carlton goes inside 50. Again, not a great kick inside 50. It's gone over the line for a boundary throw-in. Halfway between the goals and half forward flank on the commentary side. Harry Macrae gets in this ruck contest. He's been kind of all over the place, playing as an extra ruck. They take another shot. It has been fisted through by, I believe it's Stocker wearing number 54, but I'm not certain about that. Saints running it back in up the corridor. They've gone straight for the man up there. It's hit Hasty. He's found another man free. They're going out to the wing. Hasty didn't control the mark, so he had to play on there. They've done well to get to the free man out in the wing. And they're going inside 50 and just... I mean, it wasn't a great kick to Caminiti, but Caminiti just did not go for that, like, at all. And look, Carlton does the exact same. They run it up through the centre, turn it straight over to Nazaya Wanganeen-Malera. St Kilda goes down the other end to a one-on-one. That might be deliberate. No, it is not deliberate. Carlton definitely trying to rush that over the line. There is somebody down for Carlton. Just having a look at that. Oh, that might be Nick Haynes. Oh, he is grabbing his hamstring. That is not good news for Carlton supporters. If Haynes has done a hamstring, this is not what they want to hear. They are out. They've gone fat side. They are looking for an inside 50, have found somebody, and are looking again for an inside 50. It's a play on. It's too short. They've gone too short. It's going to be held up by the Saints. Is it going to be holding the ball? Wasn't, thankfully, but geez. One goal in it. There's a ball up about 45 metres out on the far side for the Carlton Blues. That was just a shocking kick. Holy heck. Harry Macrae runs through the bounce, gets the ball, he's playing ruck, and kicks it backwards. Like he's running towards goal and kicks it over his head backwards into the centre of the ground. I've never seen that. That was the worst kick I've ever seen. There's been some shockers today. That was legitimately the worst kick I've ever seen. Saints are out. They're on the wing. They're trying to find somebody. They've been tackled. It's going to be held up. I don't see how that was a free against. Like he didn't have an opportunity to dispose of that. Like, he got the ball, slipped and fell to ground the second as he's reaching out to the ball and gets dived on by an opponent. There's just not prior opportunity there. Carlton are going in deep. It should be a mark. It is a mark. To Fantasia, about 40 out, directly in front. Yeah, mate, I hate preseason injuries too. They're just not... They're not good for anybody. And hopefully Haynes isn't hurt. But, yeah, it didn't look great. He was down for a bit before he got up. Got up and kind of stood there in the arms of the medical assistant and then just grabbed his hamstring as he started to walk away. Fantasia has missed that shot. It's pulled out to the far side. It is now 7-9-51. It's St Kilda's 8-8-56. 10.5 minutes gone in the fourth. We've got about another 19 minutes left in this. It's anybody's game at this point. St Kilda goes out to the fat side and they have found somebody free. They are out. Boxshall gets it down the line and Higo gets the mark or not? Yes. Saints go down the line again into a 3-on-1, 3-on-2 in the pocket, and it does not go through. So that is actually a boundary throw-in. Saints lining up. It's Moose versus... I'm not sure who they've got there. That's not Pitney and it's not DeConning. Carlton do a quick chip out of defence. Looks like they're going to turn it over. And they managed to get back in time. High tackle against... Looks like Ollie Hollands. I get the Hollands confused. Carlton have it in the centre now. Going inside 50 into one-on-one contests. Zaya Wanganeen-Malera floats back to interrupt that and tries to get it out. He himself kicks it to a terrible, a 1-on-3? Eventually a 1-on-3, 1-on-2 initially. Carlton has got it. They centre it up. Ends up in Darcy Wilson's hands. Wilson goes out to the fat side. We've got a mate free there, but he has done nothing with it. And that's Butler again. Off-season war chest. Like St Kilda needs midfielders. Like straight up just needs midfielders. I'd be looking Davies Uniac. Who was the other one we've been looking at? The GWS player that we've been looking at as well. Those guys should do well for us. It'd be good to have them. We just need that one sort of ball midfielder, man. Like straight up. St Kilda gets significantly better if they can just start winning centre clearances. So half of me would have said, yeah, DeConning's not a bad option. We would like, oh, great mark. Great mark from Machito Owens in the pocket. Just muscles his man out. Does like a slips catch on the ground. Good shot. If I had to, I mean, there was a few people that I'd be leaning towards. Callahan, Davies Uniac, I'm into Harley Reid, obviously, if some of those rumours are true. But yeah, I mean, I don't think St Kilda's missing a ton. They just don't get their hands on it enough and get the opportunities enough. So, got to win that midfield contest. And that's really all the major thing we're missing right now. St Kilda did miss that shot. I mean, it was Machito Owens. He's not the best set shot, let's be real. It's 8-9-57 to 7-9-51. Carlton have got it out, but it's been turned over at the wing, and it looks like it might be a jump ball. It is. 14.5 minutes gone, fourth quarter. Saints up by 1 goal, 57 to 51. Jump ball on the wing, commentary side. I mean, honestly, man, if we lose one of our younger guys, right, like they're not free agents, so we get picks back currently. End of the day, man, like if a player's not happy, doesn't want to be here, get rid of him. You know, want people that want to get us a flag and want to put their body on the line every contest, not people that are thinking about whether they should be here in another 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Oh, lucky kick off the ground out of defence from Carlton. Gets marked out on the 50, defensive 50. But yeah, I get what you mean. Like, I think we're about to sign Mitch. From what I understand, he's got like a 4 or 5 year in front of him. Carlton's out. If they can stay on their feet, which doesn't look like they can, they're going to take a shot, and it is out in the full. I'm not sure if that was out in the full or a point. Hard to tell. But yeah, like it's a similar thing with Membry, right? Like if Membry wanted to stick around, if he wanted to kind of play less minutes this year, play a bit more VFL, then would have been awesome to keep him. But like, I'd rather us try and get something back. Like realistically, you know, we couldn't have done it for many reasons, but we should have gotten rid of Membry the year before. I think there was some discussion about that from what I've heard, but I don't know the legitimacy of any of those discussions. And yeah, we just didn't get anything back from members. But if there's a player that you think can get to another club that you're not really going to use, I mean, yeah, same deal with Battle. If you can get something back, let it happen, man. Like, if you think, like, unless it's your absolute superstar, you know, and in which case you're generally getting a fair bit back for him, you know, you let it happen. And very rarely is one player worth, like, enough to change an entire side. Like, it's just not, it's not the case. So, look, if you can get, like, 2 first-round picks for any player, I'm almost saying yes. Like, not quite any player, but, I mean, almost all St Kilda players, you'd say yes to 2 first-round picks. Maybe not our captain, maybe not the ruck, you know, all that sort of thing. But yeah, you start getting close to thinking about the idea. Yeah, LDU would be great. Absolutely great. He's tough. He's in it. Oh, that was a huge smother. Damn. Damn, that was a huge smother. Who was that? 30. It's the same 35 that I don't think is Billy Wilson for Carlton. It got right in front of Moose's boot out of defensive 50. Moose did a flip. Kicked him so hard he did a flip. Yeah, it'd be great to see LDU come in. I mean, Pommy was saying he reckons the Saints and Hawks are the most likely to get Harley Reid. Harley Reid would be perfect for us. Absolutely perfect. I really doubt it happens. Really, really doubt it. But he would be perfect for us. Saints have got it on the wing. We've bombed it inside 50. It is to a 3-on-2. Oh, nearly grab it over the back. Travaglia tried to get that. He's sitting in forward at the moment, which is odd. Naz marks it on the run out from Carlton. We've got it pretty much bang on in the centre. Naz tries to find a teammate out on the wing, finds Travaglia, gets it back to Naz. Oh, actually, that might have been Keeler. And Saints have got a free kick right in front. It's to Machado, so we've just got one more point. Bloody hate watching Machado kick the footy. He just can't do it. And that was Keeler. Oh no, it's not. It's not Machado. I think it's going to Caminiti. All right, we should get this goal. See, who's the team you'd love to see us beat this year? I'd love to see us smash the Cats. I I don't love the Cats. I don't hate any team specifically, but I don't love the Cats. And we have got a goal to Caminiti. Saints 9-9-63 to Carlton 7-10-52. We've also got the Cats really early in the year, right before Richmond, from memory. So it's kind of one of those games that it had set us up a lot. And if we could smash the Cats, then go in to play Richmond and smash Richmond, suddenly we've got a great percentage walking in the first 5 weeks of the year. And we've played a bunch of our away games in Adelaide anyway. So, yeah, I would like to see us smash the Cats if possible in round, 2 or 3. Port and Hawks this year for you. I'd love to see us smash Port. I think there's a good chance, actually. I didn't love what I saw the other night. I wouldn't say it's like a real great chance, but I didn't like a ton of the movement from Port. I think Saints are pretty hard to score against and just make life difficult to people. So I could see us winning that match. I don't know if we'd actually smash them. Hawks. Yeah, I have a love-hate with the Hawks. I love watching them play other teams. I hate when we play. Is this Port? Port's kind of been one we haven't been able to get. I mean, sort of all those 3 teams, Cats, Port, and Hawks, haven't been easy for us. By the way, Carlton just went forward. They got a snap off, and they've got a goal. It's 8-10-58 to St Kilda's 9-9-63. 21 and a half minutes played in the 4th. We're pretty close. I mean, this will be an okay match for either team. I mean, just neither of us really wanted to see a demolition. Like, I mean, obviously Saints fans want to see a demolition on Carlton, and Carlton likewise on St Kilda, but I think both sides will be reasonably happy with the first outing. It doesn't look like there's been major injuries, or maybe to Carlton with Haynes. I think he might have done a hamstring. But yeah, reasonable first hit out. Port has definitely been a bogey side for us for a while. I mean, I was thinking about going because I'm going to Gather Round. I was thinking about going up and watching the Port match the week early and just staying in Adelaide. But part of me is just like, I don't really want, I don't really want to stay in Adelaide for a week. I don't have huge plans there. And then, we haven't done great. So I think I might just be going up to watch us get smashed, which isn't really what I want to do. We are back in the centre. Carlton's got it after a St Kilda forward 50 entry that got rebounded, and they are going in for another shot. Carlton down by 5 points. It looks like Harry Charleston, I believe, taking the shot. Yeah, Adelaide's not bad. I've only been there once. Odd decision. Puts it into the pocket. Saints get in front of it. And Issac Keeler with his hand up. Big grab right in front of DeConning on the lead. Keeler looks all right as a defender. I'm going to be honest. I don't mind him. He's gotten it out. Travaglia's gotten it over the top. And the Saints are out if they can get it in. Big kick from Macrae. I think it's a 50 at least. Oh, no, it's a downfield free kick. By the looks of things. Or a boundary throw. I can't quite tell. Yeah. I mean, we're not particularly... I mean, as a Saints fan, I don't think you could really call us a fair weather supporter. We're just... There's no Saints fans that's, only been there for the Saints' successful years. So, I think most of us have been through the shocking times. Keeler got great positioning there. Got that outlet. Got it moving forward. Saints are going in for forward 50. They're taking a ping. I think Travaglia's kicked it from 50. It's a goal. 24 and a half minutes in, 10-9, 69 to Carlton's 8-10, 58. Bit over 5 minutes left. Macrae's doing all right. It doesn't look like we've run with our major lineup that I expect us to mostly in round one for like centre bounces and things like that. Like I haven't seen a ton of Steele and Macrae together. They have occasionally, just not a ton. But Macrae's doing all right. He's getting the ball. He's getting it where like those positions we've struggled, man. Like we are always on the back foot with Crouch. As much as I loved him, and he did actually help. Wasn't really a ball-winning midfielder. Was like good at extracting it if he got free, but like we needed him to pay attention to his opponent, and yeah, that meant he doesn't do a ton of forward movement. But yeah, Macrae is looking like he can do a bit of both. Can actually pay attention to somebody, can get the ball and get it going forward. Yeah, got it straight out of the contest, was the second person there. Shoveled it back to a halfback flank, and we've got it out on the wing with a good mark. Mate, it might be our day. We might get this one over the Blues yet again. Got him what, round 24, 23. The Blues have managed to get it back at the halfback flank. Are they going to get wrapped up here? Not quite. They've managed to get out. They've gone to a 2-on-1 in half forward flank. It's now gone to a 2-on-3, St Kilda's way, and St Kilda have managed to find an exit here. We've got Hugh Boxshall with a mark by himself on the wing. He's going to hold it up for a second. Probably a smart move. Hugh Boxshall's looked all right. Definitely looked all right. Ooh, Machito goes for the mark. It goes over the top. He goes, got it, on the boundary line, goes into no one. There was literally not one person there, Higo, for our team. What was that, brother? What was that 54? See, this is where footy gets tough. Because it's like that clearly was a terrible decision. And not from our players. It was from the umpire. Like, why do you give a 50 for that? It's just not a 50. And how that wasn't a free against somebody when like 5 people went over the back of a contest and the ball just goes out the back. I don't know. I do not know. Good enough for 22. Hugh Boxshall. Maybe. Like with the exclusion of Pooh, like maybe. There's certain players that like Saints fans love that I don't rate as much. So like I'd have him in the side, but whether you maybe put him over the other players that are a bit more established, I don't know if that actually happens. Saints have got it. Halfback flank. Looks like we've moved Sharman to the third defensive tall role. Second or third defensive tall. I think third. I'm assuming Wilkie's still out there. One of Cordy or Wilkie would still be out there, I'm guessing. Saints have got it up to the half-forward flank. It's a one-on-one. Not great there from Windhager. Just wasn't looking for the ball. He was just paying attention to his man, which in some regards not bad, but you're in the forward pocket. Like, you just get the ball. Saints have got it. From a turnover, they're free. Oh, good interception. Looks like Nick Haynes is out there again and not injured. That's great. Sharman back in. Back is interesting. Yeah, look, he kind of... Oh, bad boys. Come on, pay attention. Don't hurt each other. Jeez. Yeah, I mean, he's kind of going to play that Membry role, right? Like, Membry, when we needed him, did float back to take that extra mark. Sharman's a good mark. Probably not exactly the output we'd want in some regards, but he's young, right? So sometimes even throwing him around, getting his hands on the ball just that little bit more could be all we need. Nick Haynes does seem to be up and about. He did a great spoil there where I thought St Kilda was basically had it, right? So really good job. Really good job. Oh, that wasn't. There needs to be a bit more talk from the Saints. It's the reason I say that is because there's been a few moments where there's 4 seconds left in the quarter. Saints have got this one. There's been a few moments where we had time and space and we've just immediately gone to pass. Like, get it to the next person so we can run. If you got time and space, take the moment, take it to assist. St Kilda has won. It was 10-9-69 to Carlton's 8-10-58. It's full time now. What a match. I mean, as a general, first hit out, it doesn't look like there was any major injuries, which is good. St Kilda looked all sorts in that first quarter, just nowhere near it competitively, right? And ends up coming back and, I mean, they got that one extra scoring shot on the board. We're a bit more accurate with those shots as well. So it's a reasonable result for Saints fans. Everybody's having the shakes of each other's hands. I would have liked to see a few players play a bit more. Issac Keeler seems to have only come on for that last quarter. Likewise for Travaglia. So keep an eye out on that if you're a Supercoach fantasy player. Travaglia might be a sub. Looking at it, he did kind of come on in that last quarter only. Well, maybe he came on a little bit earlier, but just wasn't finding the ball. Either way, it's something to watch. Saints look all right. Would have liked to see Issac Keeler out there more. Maybe start with him and end with Cordy, that sort of thing, rather than the other way around. Moose got some time to help with Harry Boyd. Harry Boyd looks good. Very good. Got a lot of hit-outs to advantage. When he didn't, he was there for the backup. He was quick on the movement. And then, took a couple strong marks. He looks all right. I really don't mind him. Saints have found a couple here, to be honest with you. I think Boxshall looks all right too. Definitely had moments where he was helping out in that centre. I think we took Garcia off for that last quarter. He probably wasn't doing as much as I'd like. Didn't quite get the tackle numbers he was getting last year with the minimal times. At least I didn't see it. It's hard. We're not getting a ton of disposals and stats from these matches. I think we've got to wait for the official practice matches before that happens. But Garcia looked a little bit off of it. Got a fair bit of the footy. Just wasn't putting that defensive pressure on that we've kind of known him for from last year. So if he can start finding that again, I think he's pretty easily in our starting lineup. Macrae looked good. Got his hands on it. Probably could have used the ball a little bit better at times, but got it in a position that St Kilda struggled to get the ball. So that's going to be a positive. Otherwise, probably wasn't too many negatives. Thinking back on it, moments where you'd like to see some better movement, maybe. To be fair, there was some pretty shocking kicking in that first quarter and a half. And St Kilda was just nowhere near it. We weren't hitting players. We weren't doing anything we wanted. When Carlton did well, they weren't always doing well. But when they were doing well early, they got that ball, they got it forward, they got their goal. Harry Macrae looked quite dangerous to start the match. And then we managed to shut him down a little bit. Now, he did move onto ball as an assistant, kind of that third ruckman after they took away, I think, Pitney. It doesn't look like Pitney played the whole match, but it looked like Connie did. I think that might have helped us a little bit. But end of the day, we did manage to stop Macrae from scoring after the first half. Got more points, goals on the board. So pretty good day all in all. If there was major improvements, it'd be that first little bit was just shocking. And I feel like that's probably, it's the first match of the year. I feel like that's one of the ones. If people just aren't doing well, just swap them up quick. It's a quick little touch up. Get your first little hands on it. All right, didn't do great. Let's swap it up. Get somebody else in there. Get their hands on it. Maybe we can find something quicker next time in terms of coaching and decision making. So I think it's the first game. That's probably not something to worry about. Probably something that they don't really need to. They just want to see people warm into things right now. So happy with the results. Obviously, as a Saints man, we want to see the win. We got it. We got some great results from our youngsters. Would like to have seen more of Travaglia. Would like to have seen more of Keeler. In terms of the midfield, keep an eye out for Max Hall. Keep an eye out for Garcia. Keep an eye out for Boxshall. I would say Hasty did start in that sort of kind of that starting halfback flank role. Looks like he was switched by Webster. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a fair bit of Hasty this year. He also went back and took a really courageous mark about 10 metres out from the Carlton goal square. Just got, it wasn't intentional tunnelling, but he went and did a flip on a big mark on back with the flight of the ball. So good on him. Hopefully he can step into that role well, because to be honest, I think that's one of our major weaknesses. Back pocket, real lockdown. Could be something we work on. I'd like to see the Charlie Camerons of the world not kicking 4 goals on us, right? So pretty happy with everything all in all. I guess, is there any sort of questions? Anybody had their own thoughts? Think I missed the mark anywhere? I think pretty good game, but what are your thoughts? Hello, Brandon. Been good, mate. It was good to have footy back. Good to have my team back, the Saints, and actually see them doing some different things as well. We probably have a few injuries and players that have left last year's lineup that has allowed us to do those changes and try something different. But it's what we wanted to see. I think it's been a good year. It's been a good first match start of the year. And I'm just excited to see where it goes. I don't think St Kilda's probably a top 4 side this year, but maybe in the next year or two, we've got a lot of youngsters and they've got a lot of growth room. They're not playing badly so far, so I'm happy with where we're at. Brandon, what did you think of the game? What did you think, Jonathan? Was it a good game all in all? John, you didn't get to see it, obviously. I do suggest if you get to go to a mate's place or something, chuck it on in the background. You may as well. They'll have the replay on KO, so if you get that opportunity, go and have a look. But yeah, no, I liked it. What did you guys think? Brandon, did you get to see the game today, mate? I'll actually see, while we're at it, if we're actually going to get any stats from this match. I don't think we will. Nope, I'm not doing that. Okay. No, it doesn't look like we've gotten stats, at least not yet. Hello Shane. Nice to see you, mate. You didn't watch the game, had a lion, and you live in Perth. Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. You're not the only one. I saw that we had somebody earlier, Cyric, does a few of his own stuff as well. Nice lad. He lives in Perth as well. Missed the entirety of the first match between Melbourne and North. So I'm going to have to actually catch up on that too, because I don't know what results we ended up getting on that. In terms of a battle replacement, I don't know yet, to be honest. We didn't play Barat. We didn't play Toru. We didn't play Ari. We got to see a quarter, maybe a tiny bit more of Issac Keeler. And to be honest, I'd love to see Issac Keeler take it. I think he's one of the few out of those players. I haven't seen enough of the 2 new boys, but between Keeler and forgotten now. I think we've got a better marking ability from Keeler. He just takes some hangers sometimes. So I would have liked to see more. Ari is a great kick, but I haven't seen him one-on-one a ton. So I don't feel like we got to learn that today, John. As much as I'd like to say, yep, let's lock in X player, that sort of thing. I just don't think we're there yet. I would say Keeler probably has the starting role at this point. I mean, why else would we pick him over the other options? But who knows? Maybe it's one of those situations where we're still figuring it out. Who knows? I think we'll play all three this year. I think we'll play Ari. I think we'll play Barat. I think we'll play Keeler. I thought we might play Keeler as a forward, to be fair, but he looks to be all right. Owen's playing centre-half forward. I'm going to be real. I haven't liked what Owens has done over the last year-ish. He's not taking... he's taking a few marks, don't get me wrong. He's not wheeling around particularly quick when he's outside 50 and getting a mark. He's all right at a field kick, don't get me wrong, but when he's lining up for goal, that's just not how you kick goal. It's just not how you kick the footy. It's not how he kicks the footy when he's running. So I don't know why he sets up in a completely different path. I think Owens needs to be in the guts. I think we've got to get him out of the forward line. I think it's really ruining his opportunity. He's turning into, right now, Owens, if I were to say what his best would be, if we don't get him out of the position that he's playing, the best we're going to get is Stringer, in my opinion. And I love Stringer in some regards. He has some amazing moments, but it's so hit and miss, and it has been across his whole career. Owens isn't kicking goals particularly well. He's getting opportunities, but he is a shocking kick at goal. So, I mean, unless he's willing to stop doing what he's doing, because somebody's got to have brought up that kicking action is just wrong. If he's not willing to stop that, we've got to just get him out of there. Because realistically, he's strong. He should be able to take a mark on the wing or something. We've seen him do that a bunch. So he could play around the ground. Can he play as a midfielder? I don't know. We haven't seen it. He hasn't been given the opportunity that he probably should. So for me, I mean, Pooh's gone. We're going to be playing some kids anyway. He should be a midfielder. He's not a great set shot. He's a good outlet when he's up the ground. If he can actually grab the ball, get a couple of ground ball gets, tap on, all that sort of jazz. If he can do a little bit more, up the ground, then I think we put him there. I don't see a huge benefit in having him take 3 shots at goals a match that eventuates to 3 points. It's just not helpful. I'm being a bit rude though. If he didn't point the ball down, he points it at his foot. He's got the wrong angle towards his foot, and he doesn't kick it like that when he's running. So if he could just stop doing that, maybe I could get over this whole thing. But that's how he kicks the footy when he's lining up for goal. It's not great. I'd get him out of there. We need a big body mid. We've been asking for years. Get him in our midfield. Jake's talked about it for a year and a half. He's not wrong. I think anytime I've looked at big footy or Reddit or something like that that's talking about him, they say the same stuff. I don't understand why everybody's saying it except the club. It just doesn't make sense. Somebody's not saying, hey, this is what we need to do. Or they're really confident in something that I'm not in. We have different beliefs. Perhaps that's the case. Forward coach, I reckon, needs to step in. And it's Robert Harvey. Look, as much as I love Banger, he wasn't a goal kicker. He was good at that field placement kick, getting it to a leading target, sure, but I don't think maybe I'm wrong, but I'd like to see him step up and go, hey, Mitch, you are doing this wrong, and we need you to do this. And if he's not doing it, if he refuses to listen, send him to the twos. If it's one of those situations, do your job. And if we're all noticing that you're doing your job wrong and you're refusing to change, I'm sorry, but you shouldn't be in the side. I don't know. Like that's kind of my thought process. And it comes down to what are we actually asking him to do? Because if we're asking him to do what he is doing, then we're not recognizing other problems, which is his kicking action is shot. And like somebody needs to fix that. So I don't know. For me, I'd be putting Mitch straight in the guts. We can avoid all those problems. But if we're not going to, we need to get his fix. We need to fix his kicking action. That's the only way. I like Mitch though. Like really like. I've actually met him out and about. Lovely, lovely man. Lovely man. I know, and he doesn't look like the headstrong type from when I met him as well. He was very, very nice. I mean, he approached me. He said hello to me. But yeah, I wouldn't. If I was in charge of everything, I wouldn't have him up there. I'd be having him in the guts. But I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about in some regards. They all get paid the big bucks, not me. So, anything anybody else noticed from this match? I was a big fan of Garcia going into it, but I didn't love some of his movements. Felt like he was a bit too under pressure. Maybe he felt, he's meant to step up into this big time midfielder role where we kind of had him as that periphery midfielder. Maybe he didn't deal with it great, but he got a lot of opportunities. And if he can kind of take that breath going forward, take that extra second that he did have a fair few times today, he should be able to dispose of it a bit better and we see some better results. So I loved what we saw from Garcia. But yeah, anybody else think we had any kids stand out? I liked Hasty. He went back with the flight particularly well. Got a little bit of a tunnel, but liked his efforts. The Irish boy, he did really good. What was his name? Liam O'Connell. He was great. He got, I think, 2 goals. Seemed to be lining up on the wing. So, yeah, I don't want to stick too on Machado too much because I don't really want to pop players too much. Like everybody's got their things to improve on, right? But yeah, I mean, this is something this has been a year now. Like we've had a whole off season. Ross should have chatted to him by now. This should be completely out of his system. Like the fact that it's still there, warning signs. Like that's wrong. That's our coaching staff is doing wrong things. That's my call. I don't think we're doing it right. You get him to stop doing that, or you put him somewhere else if he's not going to. And like straight up, you got to get him. Like if you say, hey, we need you to do this, or we need you to stop doing this, and he's not, then he shouldn't be in the team. Which I don't think he's doing that. So our messaging must be wrong. Our coaching decisions must be wrong. We won't stick on that too long because, don't want to pot him. His goal kicking's his goal kicking. Maybe it worked for years and the lights are just getting to him for a while now. But, I don't love what I see. Otherwise, Boyd's good. Boyd, better tap ruckman than Marshall by the looks of things. He chases pretty well as well. So I think we've got another backup to Marshall. I think we've got the room to put him forward now. We're probably not going to see a lot of Caminiti up forward this year if that's the case. This is hoping that Max King stays healthy. But I don't think we're going to be running with 3 super talls, which kind of Max, Rowe, and Hammer is probably too tall. Max, Rowe, and Sharman, yeah, you can probably get away with that. Sharman's not bad on ground. The other 2 talls, probably not. Honestly, Cameron's probably the best ground ball get out of the 3 of those boys. But he's you're probably not dropping Rowe for Camo. You're probably not dropping King for Camo. As much as I love him, he's probably that next one up. So I don't think we see a ton of him this year as much as I didn't mind what he did. And I think we still have to figure out that back spot because Battle's role hasn't been 100% locked down yet. Honestly, I mean, we get reasonable results out of Dukes or Cordy, but I mean, if we can find a replacement for Battle's role and for Dukes and Cordy, maybe Keeler and one of the new guys, it'd be great. Great to see sort of extra development from that position, right? Yeah, I don't know. I think there's a few spots we can improve on. I think we saw a lot of good basics. Thank you for popping past, John, as well. Enjoy the grind. At least try your best to. That's how we got to deal with life. But yeah, no, I think we saw some good results. I think it's not the St Kilda we wanted to see. Like, we just got over the line, but we didn't get smashed, and we didn't get smashed at the contest by a team that should smash us at the contest. So, very happy with what we saw, particularly from some of the newer additions. I think that's about it for me, guys. We've got another video coming out in, I think, a bit over a week at this point. Like, I'm just putting the finishing touches on the script for the top 8. I'm also finishing off the prediction thing. I'm trying to get it as accurate as possible based on like last year, like feed at last year's scripts, see if we get like accurate results. It's getting a little better, but it's not like super accurate. So we're gonna call it soon enough. Like once I just can't get it more accurate, we're just gonna call it and go with what we get and write the script out for that. So that's coming pretty close. I'm getting to the point where I don't think there's much more wiggle room in getting it more accurate. So we'll go from there, see how it goes. But yeah, we've probably got about we've got about a week and a bit until 2 or so weeks until the proper matches start. So another week of pre-season. Yeah, it'll be good. I'm keen to see Saints Port next week. I think it is. How many times do we must play Port and Adelaide so much this year. But yeah, no, it'll be good to see what we do next week. See if we maybe run Keeler back, if he gets maybe left out for Ari, Barat, those sort of things. So there's movement in this space. I don't think we've seen our team set by any means, and I think it'll be an exciting year, really exciting. But look, that's pretty much it for me, guys. It's Woody here, WoodenSpoonData. I'm sure most of you already know all those sort of things. I don't need to do the big sign-off, but I do want to thank you very much for popping past. I'm going to be doing it every Friday, in case you weren't aware. Fridays every week, we're going to be doing it. I'm going to be doing a poll on Fridays as well for a second match, if you wanted to vote on, which match you think you want me to watch. Most votes wins, and I'll watch another match for the rest of the round. So I'm probably going to lean towards trying to maybe do it on Sundays only, so people can watch the second one. Obviously, not everybody's got KO, so might exclude Saturdays. We'll see. But we will be back next Friday. I think we'll be back earlier than that as well. I think I've got another stream in the meantime, but check the community posts if you really want to keep up to date. Otherwise, make sure the sort of bells ticked and you get notified if I jump online. Thank you, Ricky, for coming to say hello. I'm sorry if I'm ending it right as you've jumped in to say hello, but yeah, we've had a good day. Great result as a Saints fan, obviously. Very interested to see what happens. So yeah, thank you very much, everybody. Yeah, you'll see me throughout the week, and you'll probably have a video maybe this time next week, probably a day or two after it. Thank you very much. I'll let you